Hi everybody and welcome back to DR Sports. We've got a special coverage today of the Club World Cup. Joining me in the studio is, to my left, we've got Stuart.
Yes. Come on. Should I wear the crown now? Or
The king. Yeah, you can wear whatever you want, man. You deserve it. Yeah.
Well, long time coming, man. I'm buzzing for it.
Yeah,
you know, I think I joined the channel about 3 or 4 years ago.
Okay.
And everyone took the piss out of me with PSG.
Really?
Farmers League.
What?
Farmers this, farmers that. Blah,
Really?
blah, blah. Look at me now. This one. But for me, this one means a lot as well. And Tottenham, you're next. Super Cup is coming soon.
I hope so. I hope so. I hope so.
Also, it's my very special honour to introduce my
Thank you
man.
very much.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Thank you to DR
Always.
Sports for inviting me. And the funny thing is, I have to say, listen, I'll just say it now, and I can't. Congratulations to PSG. I mean,
Thank
any
you,
team
mate.
that can thrash into Milan 5-0 in the final is incredible. I'm just glad they didn't beat us 5-0. And also, it's true. And also, you know what I mean? And the thing is, listen, Stuart has been said a bit, but Stuart's really kept it down. He's been really humble. So
Thank you.
I respect that. And also,
Thank you,
if
Ty.
I don't well up, I've got to say how happy I am for Luis Enrique.
Yeah.
To happen to, God rest his lovely
Daughter, yeah.
rest
Yeah.
her beautiful soul. For him to come back from that and to do that, you deserve it, man. You deserve it. So
100%.
I'm so happy for him. I'm happy for PSG. They deserve it. So I'm happy. I can't even say nothing. I can't be mad at them. You know what I mean? I'm disappointed that but listen, there's anyone that can do that in the final, and then Enrique, I'm happy for them.
The best team of this new Champions League format.
Yeah, no,
won.
absolutely.
I
don't remember
I don't
beginning,
think I don't think anyone can dispute that. Yeah. Well
Yeah.
done,
Before we start,
PSG.
Laurie, and let's introduce our host, Laurie Lowe.
Yes! Come on, Laurie.
And thank you to the
I appreciate it.
Thank you to
That's,
the Sports for inviting me.
That's very
Course,
nice
man.
of you to do that. Let's hope keep those same niceties throughout the
Well, it depends how you are, innit? Because I know what you're like. But
Before we start, I mean, because we've still got like 15 minutes
Yeah.
or so to go. Now, a lot of people may be wondering about this Club World Cup. So what I thought I'd do, I prepared a few notes on it, just so we'll make sure I get everything right. So what is the Club World Cup? I think it's important for us to establish what it is. So it's a FIFA competition. It's a revamped competition. It was previously much smaller. It's a much bigger event now. It was every 2 years previously. Starting from this tournament, this particular, it will be every 4 years. And it's kind of based around the World Cup, but it's for clubs. It will consist of 32 teams. 32 teams represented by 6 different confederations. Now, the confederations are obviously represent a different continent of the world. So, for example, UEFA, Europe, 12 teams. CONMEBOL, which is South America,
Yes.
6 teams.
Yep.
AFC, Asia, 4 teams.
Yeah.
CAF, Africa, 4 teams.
Yeah.
CONCACAF, that's North America, the Caribbean, Central America, 4 teams.
Yeah.
OFC, Oceania, 1 team. And then there's the host country.
it's a bit unfair. one
America hosting it. They get 1 team, which is Inter Miami.
And I believe Oceania, the only team, it's Auckland FC, and they got smashed 10-0
Yeah, we're gonna
by
come on to
Bayern
that,
Munich
yeah.
earlier. 10-0.
So the tournament starts
For
from
them.
June the 14th to July the 13th.
Yeah.
It's been held in America. The matches will be played across 12 different stadiums in 11 different cities. The final will be held on the 13th of July. Yeah.
The 13th.
So, yeah, that's a little bit about the tournament.
It's one entire month.
Yeah, that's
When,
right.
I just want to know, sorry to interrupt, Laurie.
It's a lot of
When are
games.
these players going to get any rest?
Yeah,
Well,
I
we'll
was
come on-
about
we'll
yeah.
come on to that.
13th
We'll come on to
is pre-season training.
Yeah.
Let me land, man. Let me land. Yeah, you just...
Sorry.
Right, so a little bit about the tournament and format. This will be kind of understandable to our viewers straight away. So they have the 32 teams divided into 8 different groups. The teams in each group will play each other once, and there'll be a single match round robin system. So the top 2 teams from each group will advance to the round of 16. And from the round of 16, it's an elimination format.
Okay.
So you get round of 16, quarterfinals, semi-finals, final. There's no 3rd place, 4th place playoff. And if a knockout match is tied at the end of normal time,
Penalties.
extra time, then penalties.
Oh,
Extra
time.
times.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I should just say as well that there's a lot of money on the line for the winners of this tournament. 125 million is the estimated.
Whoa.
That's dollars though. It's not euros. But anyway, that is as you can imagine. That's on a
That's
par
still a lot of money.
That's on a par with the Champions League. So you can imagine.
Wow.
Now you can imagine why a lot of the teams are taking it very seriously. Now you can imagine why Liverpool, for example, paid the extra 10 million to get Trent from Liverpool in time for this tournament.
You mean Real Madrid?
Sorry, yeah.
Real Madrid, yeah.
Yeah, so Liverpool, they paid the extra money to get Trent.
Real Madrid did.
Real Madrid, you said Liverpool again because you're thinking, thinking about
Yeah,
Trent too
it
much.
should be the other way around.
Trent is no longer playing for Liverpool.
So
Trent
Real
is playing Madrid. Yeah.
They paid the extra 10 million to get Trent from Liverpool to Real Madrid.
Got it.
So they can, So that's a little backdrop on the Club World Cup. I mean, look, quite a few people. I mean, it's interesting. I was at an event yesterday.
Okay.
Shout out to Flex. It was Flex's mum's 60th birthday. So shout out to her.
Happy belated birthday to Flex's mum.
Yeah.
And so there's quite a few people there, and we was talking about football as you tend to do. And I was saying to them that I'll be hosting this show today, and there were one or two people, my son included, were showing a degree of apathy.
Who said they wouldn't watch? Just joking.
No, they were saying that, man, the Club World Cup, blah, blah, blah. You know what
Decent
I mean?
game.
No, and I was saying, no, listen, man, let's give it some time. Because what I was saying to them was probably what will happen is in the group stages, there might not be the normal interest that you would see. But as the tournament builds and people see how it all works out, they'll probably get more interested. As you get to the business end of the tournament, you'll probably start to see
it's still a very important trophy, and it's looking good. It's a good trophy as well. It's a good-looking trophy.
It is important, but I'm just wondering how knackered are these players?
Yeah, that's
this is what I'm wondering.
Agreed.
How knackered are they?
Agreed.
Well, we'll see, won't we?
Because the end of the competition is, you said, 13th or 14th of July.
Pre-season training starts soon.
No, but obviously they'll get a rest, won't they?
But rest for how long?
So exactly, if they get a rest, then they won't be up to speed with their teammates. And why is
that
it
is a good point.
Now? Thank you. I just don't understand it.
No, but what I'm saying is, you can see why certain clubs are going to go all in. I'm going to ask Stuart in a minute. Actually, let's ask Stuart now. Like PSG, for example.
Yeah.
Obviously, you're just coming off the back of that fantastic Champions League win. How motivated are PSG in this tournament to win?
Well, I believe when you look at the starting 11 tonight, we going. What's that expression? Full guns blazing, or it's like the normal, the best starting 11 that we can get. Apart from we playing Gonzalo Ramos up front instead of Dembele, but as a false nine. But you have the starting 11 is the same that we have. We have Donnarumma in goal. We have Nuno Mendes, Hakimi. We have Pacho, Marquinhos defense, and midfield is the same. Fabian Ruiz, João Neves, and Vitinha. And up front you have Doué, and also Gonzalo Ramos.
So it sounds like you guys will be taking this proper
seriously. It's like the normal team, you know. So I believe they're taking this very seriously, and if we can add an extra trophy to our trophy cabinet this season, it's already the quadruple. We can have a fifth. We can add the fifth one. We already have the fifth one. Actually, the fifth one is actually here. You know, and we're gonna confirm this with Tottenham soon.
I hope so. Hopefully.
But yeah, I mean that could be a legendary season for us.
Yeah.
Because Super Cup, as I said, in August, we play in Italy against Tottenham. You mentioned when are they going to take some rest? We're playing the Super Cup in August against Tottenham. Plus,
where is that?
Italy, Udinese.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Udinese mid. I believe it's the 13th or the 14th of August.
Oh my!
So this is still a very important game for us to play because we know that it's an extra trophy that you can add. And Super Cup final, Europa League winner against Champions League winner it's a very important trophy. So potentially we have 2 more trophies that we can get, and for this one, I think they're gonna play with the top players that we can have. Yeah.
Okay, that's good to know. Right, a couple of super chats from Ramza Rama. First one says hello. It's obviously addressed to you, Ty. He says, who are Arsenal playing in the Club World Cup?
I don't know. Who's your team playing in the Club World Cup? And the funny thing, first of all, can I just say, when you say these things, if you want an answer, say your team if you're brave enough, because I just want an answer about who are you playing in the Club World Cup. I take it nobody.
Anyway, thanks for the super chat.
Yeah, thanks for wasting your money. Just joking. Just joking.
For the superbly named Cashley Cole, he says,
"Oh my God, what does he want now? What do you want now?
In this tournament is simply lovely. Hold that time.
Yeah, but none of you hold that. Your team's not in there either. So you know what I mean. Don't try.
Actually, on that, let me ask you, Ty. Like, I mean, I'll answer for myself in there. Are you a little bit jealous that we're not in a tournament like this?
Absolutely,
or don't you care?
absolutely not.
You're not?
No,
Okay.
I'm not jealous
Why?
of PSV. PSG, sorry. I'm envious.
But you would have loved to have been in the tournament.
Won the Champions League, but I'm just thinking now. What?
No, but Chelsea didn't win the Champions League.
Yeah, and they shouldn't be in it. Tottenham shouldn't have got in Europe.
No, but that's not really my point. I'm not talking about the criteria. I'm saying, do you not feel slightly green-eyed that you're not in this tournament?
No, because the thing is, no, because I'm looking at.
Because I do actually.
I'm looking at PSG, and I hope they win 2 trophies. But I'm just thinking, what effect is it going to have on their season? This is what I'm thinking.
Well, that remains to be seen. But
this is what I'm saying. That's why I would love to win the Champions League, but no, because I'm thinking now we've got another important season coming up, just like PSG. We can't afford any distractions because we'd be playing when season is starting. How does that work? And if they're going to do
but
that,
this is when the transfer window will be important as well, because obviously we don't at the minute we don't have the bench that allows us to recycle and change
That's what I mean.
players. So I believe and we play the same starting 11 all the time.
That's what I mean.
Are they going to be knackered?
Plus, is it fair to say, without being in any way condescending, that your league and I'm not coming.
I know you're not.
I'm not going to say it's
you're not, Laurie. I know you're not.
To be honest, I've never said that anyway.
Yeah, agreed.
It's not a
I'm not going to come at that.
You can't say
in terms of.
You never said this. Yeah.
Let's be honest. In terms of how you're stretched. It's not as impactful upon PSG as it would, say, one of the English clubs.
Because why? Because our league is not as competitive as the Premier League.
Yeah. So
I believe, especially next season, with the likes of Marseille, Monaco are willing to invest a little bit more. When you look at how we won the league this season, there's not a massive difference between the first, the second, and the third, like you have in Bundesliga, for example.
Okay, that's interesting.
Bayern is like smashing it year in,
to be
year
fair,
out.
they didn't win it the season before.
Yeah,
Bayer Leverkusen won it.
Exactly. But the difference of points, for example, I believe it's still a competitive league, not as competitive, obviously, as the Premier League, but we're going to be stressed.
When was the last time you didn't win the French league?
That's a good question.
It was not a long time ago, actually. I believe it was 5 seasons ago, 6 seasons ago.
That's a little bit long. Yeah. That's like...
Not
to
really,
win it 5 years on the bounce. Do you not think that?
Guys, remember Lyon won it 7 times in a row.
Wow.
Back in the days.
When had Juninho. Wow.
And no one was saying Farmers League, Farmers League. They were the only ones in Europe. And they were performing they were doing really well in Europe as well. Lyon back in the days.
That's a very good point.
Before oil money and stuff, Lyon was here and they were dominating the French league 7 years in a row, winning the French league, and no one said Farmers League and stuff.
Yeah,
like
that's
that.
a good point.
They were just the best back in the days.
But do you understand why some people might say that you guys appearing in this Club World Cup may not be as debilitating, say, as it would be, say, for Man City, for example? So Man City will be going off the back of this game straight into the Premier League, which is, let's face it, that is a league that is
remember
shark-infested
on the back of this Club World Cup competition, we're going to play before you guys play the Premier League, and we're going to dispute a final against Tottenham, which is the Super Cup final. So
that's true.
When you're talking about being stretched, then obviously playing this competition and then playing the final against Tottenham is not playing this competition, correct me if I'm wrong.
But with respect to it, it's not quite the same thing, is it?
But this is still a Super Cup and Tottenham are desperate for a trophy again.
What I'm saying is, right, you guys, in answer to what Ty was saying earlier about the rest and the impact it has on the players, I don't think, and listen, I'm trying not to be too condescending. I'm trying not to look down on the French league, because I do give PSG massive props.
So what are you going to say about Atletico?
No, let me ask you this question first. So you guys, right, because I would imagine that PSG are going to go quite a long way in this tournament. They may even win it. Hopefully. They're probably favourites to win it, actually. So you guys win this now, right? And when does the French league start after?
It will be end of August, end of August, I think. I have to double check, but it starts quite early, yeah.
So do you think that it will impact upon you guys as much as it would impact, say, on City, if City get far in the tournament, or Chelsea, or, one of the Spanish clubs? What do you think?
I don't think there's a difference, in my opinion, in a sense. Let me explain myself. You saying because our players will be knackered, the same as City players will be knackered, but they're playing the Premier League and not the French league, then it will be easier for the PSG players because it's not as competitive or physical. I don't even think it's not as physical because the French league is physical. And the fact that we reached the end of the Champions League competition, obviously they're tiring the players. Then you have the Super Cup final. They're gonna train hard and they're gonna win hopefully that trophy, but they want to win it, so they're gonna train for this. Then you start the league early as well. I believe we start before. Correct the chat, please. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe we start a little bit earlier than the Premier League.
Really?
I'm not even sure about that. So let's have a look. But why Man City or the Spanish clubs will be more impacted by this competition than PSG? I struggle to understand, especially with the season that we had.
Right, I would argue, right, and listen, this is my opinion, I would argue that it's because the Premier League is a very intense physical league. And I think the players like...
Italian league is very competitive.
No, they are. They're all competitive.
Spanish league is very competitive.
There's different degrees of competitiveness. But I would say that the Premier League is amongst the most competitive leagues. And I think that the point that Ty was making earlier about when the players getting rested and so forth does apply to PSG as well. Okay. But what I'm saying is, given the intensity of the league and how competitive it is, I do think that in France, PSG win it every year. Atalanta, I mean, how many points did you win it by this season?
I don't 10 plus, I think.
Yeah, so
10 plus.
You know what I mean? But anyway, that's a mute point.
Because we're smashing it because we're really good. That's it. Like I always take the example of Lyon, and I'm sorry, but if even France, you know what they're trying to do? That's a very good point, actually, Laurie. The French league, they're trying to make the league more complex and hard to win because we always win it. But they never did this for Lyon. So now they want to do playoffs. The first, the second, the third, and the fourth will enter a little playoff league to determine the winner of the French league. Because it's so easy for us. So now they want to complicate the league just to make sure that we're not going to win it.
That's interesting.
I think that's not fair, and I think that's ridiculous.
No.
That's ridiculous.
No.
But right, okay, let's focus on this game then. So we got the champions of France versus the third place team in Spain, Atletico Madrid. Atletico Madrid are a very good team.
Oh, let's say it's just the stadium is empty, mate. There's no attendance whatsoever.
No, man, there's lots of people.
No, there's
there.
only one stand, and they're making sure they're filming the right stand.
There's one stand, really?
No. There's one stand that is full.
No, it's not full, but I think there's more people there than I thought there might be, to be honest.
Come on. If it's a Club World Cup, it's PSG, Atletico as well. It's a good sign, no?
It looks like there's people there. I mean, it's by no means full, but it's not. I wouldn't say it's empty, judging by what I'm seeing there. But anyway, let's have a look at the two teams. Let's start with PSG. I would imagine that PSG are favourites. Yes, they are favourites. So you're going with Donnarumma in goal, back four of Hakimi, Marquinhos, Pacho, Mendes, a midfield trio of Neves, Vitinha, Ruiz, and a forward line of Doué, Ramos, and Kvaratskhelia.
Yeah.
As for Atletico Madrid, it would appear that they're going with 4-4-2, Oblak in goal, back four of Galán, Lenglet. Lenglet.
He's rubbish.
Normand.
Longley, Laurie.
Le Normand. Lorente.
Pronunciation, by the way.
A midfield four of Simeone, De Paul, Barrios, Lino, and a two up top, Griezmann and Alvarez.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Is that two ex-Tottenham players in Longley and Lorente?
Yeah.
I don't believe it. You know what I would say with
But can I just say?
Yeah, sorry.
Straight away, you can see that both teams have gone strong. Both teams want to win this game.
Yes,
so
but
credit to the two teams.
Credit. But Atletico Madrid really going to play PSG at 4-4-2. I think when Atletico Madrid are out of possession, it's going to go to 4-5-1. They're not going to take on. They're not going to take on PSG in football if they want to win the game.
Guys, we faced them twice this season. We lost once and we drew.
Okay.
We haven't won against them. So when you were saying we are the favourites, yes, because we just won the Champions League.
Yeah.
But when we faced Atletico Madrid, we haven't won. So
and not only that, Simeone is a manager that he's very good tactically.
He is, but then
Atletico play a certain type of football, which is very hard to overcome. They do have some very, very good players.
They do, but
you look at that. You look at up top there, Griezmann and Alvarez. Yes. That's
you do, Laurie. But after what Enrique's done, winning this Champions League, the way he's won it, you got to put him up there as well.
Like Stuart just said, Atletico obviously have a style of play that
they do.
Find difficult.
We're struggling, 100%.
So
Yeah, but then
listen,
I'm looking forward to this game. Man.
PSG should be on fire. But with the France debate, I think PSG are damned if they do, damned if they don't. Because if they didn't win the league, they will say, how can PSG not win the league? So, you know what I mean? And when they win the league, it's too easy for them.
This man is speaking facts.
Do you see what I mean? So I don't know what are they supposed to do?
It's always the same
situation.
Agreed.
They can't. Even if they win, they can't win.
No, I hear that. I hear
remember
that.
when
as they say in
thank you for the claps.
Let me apply this to boxing.
No, that's facts.
In boxing, they say this as well. You can only beat us put in front.
Absolutely.
So,
and that's what PSG are doing.
And that's what they do. And not only that, PSG, when other teams were put in front of them, they beat them.
They beat them.
You know what I mean? But let's have your predictions for this game, which is about to start any minute.
Okay.
Let's start with Ty.
Ooh. I would like to see a lot of goals, but I don't think there will be because it's going to be very tight. Atletico Madrid will be sure of that. But I think after that incredible Champions League victory, I can't see anything but a PSG win. And I'll go for hopefully 2-0 to PSG because I know it's going to be very, very difficult. But I think the fact that they smashed it, they're going to be so confident. So I'll go for 2-0 to PSG.
Stuart?
Again, we haven't won against them, right? It was a draw, and the way we lost against them was also very frustrating because it was a last-minute goal after we dominated the game as well. So I believe we have a score to settle. So I want us to smash them today because I believe we are better than them. I believe we've been unlucky when we lost against them.
Yeah.
My heart says at least 3-goal difference for us.
Okay.
At least 3, wow.
My head says
my
head says it's going to be a tight one. We're not going to talk about the playing conditions. It's boiling and stuff like that. We're not going to blame anything around this, but I'm going with 2-0, like you, Ty.
Okay.
2-0 PSG sounds more realistic than 5-0.
Well, listen, who would have said you would have won 5-0 in the Champions League final? So anything can happen.
Yeah, that's true.
For
that's
sure.
True. Yeah.
What about you, Laurie?
I'm gonna go PSG 2-1.
Okay.
I'm gonna go 2-1, but I do think it's gonna be a tight game.
That's what Atletico Madrid want, isn't it? They want a tight game.
That's what they want exactly. So
fingers crossed. Couple more super chats. Yeah. Joel says, Ty, do you still think Fulham are nobodies?
Yes. apart from Emil, Alex, Calvin, and Reece.
Quantify that. Why do you say they're nobodies? They're a good team, Fulham.
Yeah. You know, they are a good team, but the thing is, they're trying to misquote me as usual.
But you just said it. You just said it. No, because I asked you a question. Yeah. You said yes.
But first of all, like I said, this is the last time I'm going to say it. If you don't say who you support, I won't answer. What it is that obviously they're not nobodies.
Ty, I have a question for you because I feel like after exchanging with you on many topics, you show a lot of love for the players that played for Arsenal but left Arsenal and are playing now for another club.
How can I not?
Well,
even though some of them I don't like.
No,
but
I know.
Respect
except if there was something as you drama with the club or something. And I can understand, for example, Olivier Giroud or whatever is done with the kids or whatever that is.
Olivier's all right. I didn't like all that. Thank you, Arsenal. Olivier was all right because I'm respectful for what he did. But when you talk about maybe Ashley Cole or Emmanuel,
but the players they come, they leave, they come, they leave. But the badge and the club
will always stay.
Exactly. So. As you said, except if they go to a rival club.
Listen, they can still go to a rival club. It just depends what happened. I didn't have no problem. I don't like it. I didn't have no problem with Emmanuel Adebayo going to Tottenham. He could do that, but the way what he did to celebrate like that against Manchester City was ridiculous. Because there are players. I mean, we had Ryan Ricketts in the youth team. He went to Tottenham. Johnny Jackson, who's a gooner, played for Tottenham. Jermaine Defoe is a gooner. He played for Tottenham. So it's just the way you treat the club. So
is it like a soft spot that you have for players that left the club and
always,
played for Arsenal,
always.
Not only playing for another club?
Not only for our men, our women as well. Because any player that's made a contribution to my club, I will always be grateful for. Always.
That's interesting.
In what capacity? I've got to say, Stuart, I've got to disagree with you, man. Looking at the shots that I'm seeing there, the two ends look quite
two stands,
full,
yeah,
and the
yeah.
sides look. There's definitely people there, man.
Yeah, there's
Look at that.
It's looking
Hey,
better now.
Stuart, man.
Yeah,
I think you got
because
that wrong, bro.
They were getting the drinks and stuff before kick-off.
I'd love to know the attendance, but the stadium looks pretty much full.
Popcorns and hot dogs and stuff. The American
And that's
way.
good to see. That is
good to see.
man.
But the question is,
because a lot of people was a bit apathetic about this tournament.
well, absolutely.
Yeah.
And this is a big game. Make no mistake, man. These are 2 heavy hitters from Europe.
Yeah.
And we're off.
The European champions.
That's a bit of a weird start.
But
It's like
Ball
the
straight out.
rugby style.
Kick the ball straight out.
Find the throw in. What's happened? VAR.
I've never
That's
seen
the pen.
that
That's the
before.
pen.
Right, a couple more super chats here.
Yeah, can I finish before you do the super chat? Look, can I finish the
go
thing
on.
about Fulham? Thank you. And I'll come
And
back
the
to what you
players
said.
as well.
Stuart.
Yeah.
The thing is,
Just by the way, people, they're going to restart the kickoff.
okay.
Go on.
Yeah, with Fulham, what it is obviously not nobodies. I call them nobodies because they try to mock us. So when you try to mock us, you are nobodies compared to us. You're not nobodies. But if you try to mock us, I'll call you a nobody if you try to mock us, because nobody can mock us.
Do you know what that kickoff
That's
reminds
what I
me of? You said a very
And
good
boom,
point.
pressure
there.
straight.
Rugby,
Yeah,
what
I
they
think
do
that's clever, you know.
to
Yeah, when
gain,
they go to the
Yes,
line out.
yes.
yeah. No, what they do is
Look.
to gain
Boom, there you go.
territorial advantage. What you do
Yeah.
is you kick it deep into the opponent's half.
Yeah, that's right.
And you make sure the ball goes out.
Who's that?
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah. Ooh.
Who's that doing?
Wow.
Do you know what? Those guys, the youngsters, they're gonna enjoy themselves,
But then the second question I would...
Tricks and ooh,
that's nice.
my god,
Ooh,
That's Carousel, isn't it?
that was Vitinha.
brilliant. Oh, Vitinha.
Yeah, it was Vitinha. Oh my,
Wow.
You
that's
sure that
quality.
looked like Carousel to me?
The second
took
thing
that ball
I would
out.
say, how many of those fans are PSG and Atletico fans is what I want to know.
Oh, not that much.
Do you know what I mean?
They do have the Los Angeles fan club of PSG. That is here. Big up to them. The New York fan club.
Wow.
I know some of them as well. They're here. So North American fan clubs, they're sending some fans, but apart from that, mate.
Because what I would say now is
And let's be honest, sorry to interrupt you,
No,
but
it's all right.
some of the people here, they also wear the PSG stuff because it's fashionable and it's a brand.
Mind
and
you,
it's
I must
Jordan.
admit, that
And
kit
it
that
is
they
and
got.
it is trendy as well. You
Yeah,
know what
yeah,
you know
yeah,
what I
yeah.
mean?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
there's
yeah.
this thing that I still don't like about the fan base that is
Yeah.
you know, they have this
Well, you'll always...
this hype and that's the vibe around this.
Well,
Well,
if
don't
you're
you
doing
like-
well,
you should
you'll always
like
have...
that, man.
You'll always have...
Oh, look, Atletico on the attack.
You'll always have... What's the...
Oh,
What's the word?
What's going on? Clear it.
You'll always have people jumping on the bandwagon
Sure.
because you're successful.
Glory hunters.
But what I would
no,
say
but
as
in
well...
a way, I think that
Yeah,
that,
go
is
ahead,
a,
Hunter,
that is a sign that the club is growing in
doing well.
popularity.
Of course.
Because even
Well,
in
it
London,
started
I'm
with
seeing
those
a
guys
lot of...
behind you with Hollywood FC and Messi and Neymar and Mbappe.
No, but
started,
what I'm saying is,
even before
I'm
that.
in London, I'm seeing a lot of people these days.
It's been like
with
this.
PSG
Yeah, but
shirts.
look,
Yeah.
that's very interesting. We can
Yeah.
have that conversation, Laurie, because I arrived in London about 10 years ago. So when I arrived, Qatar was already here. And they launched that collaboration with Jordan. And I was living in Shepherd's Bush back in the day, so I was going Westfield, blah, 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 etc.
Obviously, other stores are available.
I popped by like some random guys wearing PSG tracksuits and stuff, and I was here fresh out of the boat, as we say.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, maybe I will meet with some fellow PSG fans in London. That's
Let
amazing.
me just
And-
pause you 1 second. Free kick.
Whoa! Oh my God, I thought it was in.
Do you know what?
I thought it was
That
in.
was
That's on top.
Alvarez.
Oh my
I don't
God.
think
That
I
was
don't
very
think
close.
Donnarumma's getting there. That's an
Oh my
incredible
God.
free kick. Look at this.
Oh, Bob. It was
No,
too
he had
late.
it covered. He had it covered.
Did he though? Did he though?
He had it covered. No,
did he though?
Donnarumma had that covered. Look.
No, but did he though?
No, it was late. It was a bit late. It was a bit late.
I think he just about... Anyway, that was a very
Wow,
good
it's a
kick.
very good
So
free
my
kick.
point, I went to them and I said, and I started talking to them in French.
Yeah.
And I said, I'm going to translate like, you're a PSG fan as well, blah, blah, blah. And he looked at me. He did not speak French, obviously.
Really?
He said, what did you say? I said, and I translated in English. I said, are you a PSG fan? I like your tracksuit. He
Yeah.
said, no, I'm not a PSG fan. I said, why are you wearing it then?
Exactly.
He said, that looks sick, innit? That's it. It looks sick, innit? Jordan, tracksuit, PSG and stuff. Like, it was worn as a brand.
Yeah.
Early
Yeah,
stages
yeah,
when
yeah,
around.
yeah.
Whereas
Yeah.
if you walk in London and you see someone with a Fulham kit or QPR
They
or
won't-
Arsenal
it won't be
or
when-
Tottenham or Chelsea,
They
Yeah.
win
and you
because
go
they
to
support
them
Yeah.
and you say, do you support this club? They will say yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
No,
yeah.
but you know what? You know what? I'm going to counter that because by living experience, there's a guy that goes to my gym. I forgot his name now, to my shame. And what I've noticed, he will come to the gym and he will train. He'll work out.
The PSG
Different
stuff.
kits.
Work out J.
Different
Cole,
kids.
very good, Laurie. Work out J. Cole, you're very good.
Good cross.
That's too strong.
That
Take
is
your time.
that is too far.
Well done,
But
Laurie.
so
Work
the
out J.
point I'm-
Cole. Well done,
Yeah.
well done.
But what?
Was that Caracello? Look at that.
Yes, cross it. Boom!
Oh,
just off balance.
But workout is different,
so what he does, he will work out in different
J. Cole.
kits.
Yeah.
And one day I said to him,
I don't mind this.
How come you got all these different kits? He said, if there's he goes, I'm a fan of football, but I don't have any particular club. But what I do, I like any club that has what I deem to be a good kit or a nice kit, I'll wear it. And I've seen him about 2 or 3 different PSG tops.
Yeah.
So he obviously likes it too. But that top that PSG are wearing today, man, it's nice.
Yeah, that's the new one. Where it's not as popular amongst the fans than the previous one, unfortunately.
Look,
I
did you
don't
see
think it's
Simeone?
looking
He
good.
looks in great shape, man.
He does look in great shape.
Yeah, man's been in the gym, man.
Yeah, I thought about the same.
He does look
You can see that, man. He's in
He
shape.
does look in great shape.
He's in shape and ready to go. So if there's any naughty business on the line,
well, if there's naughty business, he's the one that's starting, isn't it?
yeah.
But what I would also
And
say,
finishing it looks like.
well, I don't know about that. Like I said, I have to. What Enrique's done, I got to give him props, man, because that's unbelievable. That's unbelievable.
You know, I had mixed feelings when he joined because he bullied us with Barca with the infamous remontada, the comeback that they did.
6-4. Yeah, that was unbelievable.
And he made me cry actually. And
sorry to hear that.
yeah, no, I mean that was dramatic and shocking and traumatizing for us PSG fans. What happened against Barcelona?
Yeah.
And to see him arrive at PSG as a gaffer, I was like, it's a little bit of a what do you guys call Stockholm syndrome? Like people, he's bullying you, so if you can't fight it, join it. You know,
if you can't fight them, join them.
You know what I mean? So I was like, no, I'm not really comfortable with this, you know. But after a season, it started to look better, and you could tell that he had some proper love for the job and for the city and for the badge. So he was like honest. So I was started to be fine with him, and his style of play is really attractive.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, and I forgot, and sorry to my shame, Bernd Leno as well. Bernd, big him up as well.
Leno.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But one thing I would say, sorry, Laurie, about this game.
Oh my God! Well cross. Ramsdale. Is he Fulham? Ramsdale?
No, he's Southampton.
It's Southampton.
Listen,
now. Yeah.
I went to the last game. We gave him such a fantastic reception. He's another one. He's so sad. He's like, no, I've always got love. But with this game, Stuart, obviously you're a PSG fan. I would ask you: is it unfair that you, as the PSG fans, let's say, who went to the final, shouldn't they have a chance to be able to go and watch them in the Club World Cup? Shouldn't they? Because how many of them can basically realistically afford it? Isn't that unfair to see them play in the Club World Cup? Shouldn't they have a chance? When they travel to watch them all season.
They should, however...
Like Atletico Madrid fans as well.
Yeah, but how are you going to, in the middle of June, take 2 or 3 weeks off? Because that's a long way as well. It's not in Europe, isn't it?
And this is why I'm saying maybe it should be where match travelling fans can go. Maybe it should be in Europe where you can go and Atletico can go. Isn't it?
Yeah, true.
Right, let me just read out a couple of super chats here. First one from 954 Yardman. He says, Ty, are PSG nobodies?
Of course they're not nobodies. Have I ever called PSG nobodies? Of course they're not nobodies. I could never call PSG nobodies. But like I said, I'll say it again. Fulham are not nobodies, but because their fans try to call us nobodies, that's why I said they're nobodies to us. And I stand by that.
Is it true that I heard, as a Frenchman, I heard that Fulham is Arsenal second club or something like this, like
it's not my second.
Second team, Arsenal second team.
We got a lot of players that went there. We've even had Moritz Volts went there on loan. You know what I mean? But I know
I wouldn't say they're hated rivals though.
No, there's no rivalry between Fulham and Arsenal.
Not really.
Not really.
Like
no.
I think what it is with Fulham, because there's, as you said earlier, there's quite a few players that have played for Arsenal previously. So
Alex Iwobi as well. Sorry, Alex as well. Alex Iwobi as well.
Yeah.
Sorry, Alex. I even forgot.
Another super chat here from Jai says, big up the panel. Question for Laurie and Ty. Out of curiosity, have you seen a Club World Cup game before? Yeah, of course I did.
Of course I have.
A couple of years ago when City won it, I watched the final.
Of course.
City beat Fluminense 4-0 in the final.
Listen,
there have been plenty of other games that I've watched.
I'll tell you what I remember. I remember when Manchester got smashed by some Brazilian team. Was it Redondo scored some mad goals? I remember that. That was mad.
Talking about smashed, what about that game earlier, man? Bayern Munich, 10-1.
Against FC Auckland.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what Stu was saying. The question is, no disrespect to FC Auckland, should they even be there then?
Yeah.
Because they are
the
the only team that has been picked from.
Like I said, it's from
Oceania.
it's from the 6 different confederations.
Yeah.
That's the whole idea.
Yeah, that's
They're
the only
trying
club
to
from
globalize
Australia,
football.
But are they strong? Are FC Auckland strong enough then?
Clearly not, but it doesn't matter. I mean, even
But
in
they
the
have
World
been
Cup
picked up.
proper, remember back in the days, it doesn't happen so much now. You used to get some massive scores.
Yeah,
back in the
you
day.
did. Yeah, that's fair enough, but that's the World Cup
That is
proper.
just the way of, that's the lie of the land, right?
Listen,
that's just the way it goes.
if this is in the Champions League, it's more understandable. But this is the Club World Cup and you're getting beaten 10-0.
Yeah, that's embarrassing.
No, but
It's embarrassing. No, that's what I'm
they're trying to globalise football. You're going
They
to get
are.
that. You're going to get that every now and then.
Yeah.
Ooh, what
It was
a
a lovely
pass.
ball. It was a lovely ball.
You're certainly not going to get that in this game.
No, you're not. You're not.
Yes.
Because,
that's
too
a shame.
quick. PSG
Another super chat here from Marcus Rubin. He
dominated
says,
this
big up to Ty. Would love to meet you
Big
one
up
day, King.
to you. Love to meet you as well. Thank you very much.
Another one here. It says,
King of Lucky.
yeah, she says, Man United won the Club World Cup before, and Ty, you're deluded.
Listen, you can't call me deluded because only Allah, God, and my parents can. And Manchester United did win the World Cup, and they also got smashed as well. So how about that? By some Brazilian team. That was mad. And I think the player went to jail. I don't know if anyone knows who the chat is. He scored some wicked goal against Manchester United. Is it Edmondo? He scored some wicked goal. Manchester United got mashed up. And I remember that Manchester United fan, they opted out of the World Cup, FA Cup, to get smashed in the Club World Cup. And I remember when they came back now, they said next season, it's our cup. Because it's still our cup because we didn't get to defend it. I think Dwight York said that.
Pressure.
And just to remind the viewers as well, this is Group B. PSG versus Atletico, but there's 2 other teams in there. Botafogo. So they'll be representing.
And Seattle as well.
Yeah.
All right.
Seattle,
Nearly.
right?
Yes.
Yeah, Seattle.
Yeah.
Nearly. PSG are dominating this. They're dominating this.
Yeah, stay on the floor.
Yeah, but he's
Right.
he's going to try and do that, Stuart, to try and break up PSG.
Mate, he always does that this one.
Yeah, of course. They're going to do that.
Especially this one.
Yeah, he's going to do that.
Paul.
He's going to do that.
He thinks he's David Beckham. He always
really?
his haircuts and playing with the long. Have you seen this? There's
I
an
know him a
article
bit.
on this. You can tell like he's
not even
mentioned
a
at many occasions. Yeah, my idol is David Beckham.
Oh, really?
David Beckham. So he plays with the long sleeves for David Beckham. He's always following
he's a
David
fan.
Beckham's haircuts and stuff.
Really?
Like that. He will never ever be David Beckham.
Okay, interesting. Oh yeah, I also forgot as well. If you got any football quiz questions for us, I know Stuart is good. I know Laurie. I always beat Laurie.
Yeah,
but
you're very good. Ty.
No,
You're very
thank you. No, I'm
knowledgeable,
just joking. So are you.
No,
So
I've
are
got
you.
another
you
super
are,
chat
man,
here from Nino
I'm
Brown.
very
It says,
lucky.
Ty is invincible in delusion.
No,
on.
listen. Like I said, you can't call me deluded. Nobody could call me deluded except Allah,
You
God,
just
and my
did.
parents. No. And I'm just telling you, you can't call me deluded unless you're Allah, God, and my parents. So and listen, let's not be funny. Please don't disrespect. Please.
Yeah, please, let's not have no disrespect.
Thank you. That's true. If you don't agree, don't agree. But don't cuss aspersions on me when you can't
Agreed.
even judge me at all. You can't judge
But I
me.
don't think he's being serious. I
Not
think
in a
he's
way.
just-
Ty, I forgot. We forgot to follow up that conversation that we had on Arsenal's Tifo.
Oh, yeah. That's right. Yeah, I know. Yeah,
I'm not here to diss you or anything. I
I
just
know.
want
I
your
don't know.
honest opinion around what's happened at the Emirates against PSG.
Yeah,
in the stands.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't understand it. The tifo we should have used was an incredible one. I don't know why we didn't use it. I don't know. I don't
The
know.
one that
Couple
was
more
done
super
by the
chats,
club
guys.
was-
We're getting coming in.
the one
quite a
by the
rate.
club done was good, but the one that they didn't use was better. I think, in my opinion.
Daniel
So I don't know why they didn't use
says,
it.
Arsenal bigger, even Ty's bigger by 2 inches. That's from Daniel.
Pardon? Yeah, bigger than you, innit?
Keep it clean.
Yeah, exactly. Bigger.
Yeet says, Stuart, tell Ty and Laurie about the time you met Henri.
Who knows about this? Who's asking this in the comment section?
How did they know that? Wow.
Oh my God! Who knows that story?
Wow.
no.
I think you did say
I'm
something
in the
about
mud right now.
Before you do that,
Why?
I'll tell you the
don't-
story with Thierry Henry.
you don't-
I'll tell you.
Listen, you don't have to say it on air if you don't
I
want.
will. No, I will. I
Okay,
will.
a couple more
I
super
will.
chats. Ty, did
100%.
you see how close the game was between Jamaica and Nigeria?
Yes, I did see how
can't
close the
chat to
game was.
Jamaica.
I went to the game. Now we can chat to Jamaica because we didn't beat Jamaica. Jamaica didn't beat us. We went with the trophy. We won the trophy. So I don't know what.
Yeah, officially, it was a draw.
No,
right?
so why are we Unity Cup winners? Which, by the way, is only
'Cause because you won on
It's
penalties.
friendly. What then?
But
So it
officially,
doesn't
the game's
matter.
a draw.
Yeah, but we won on penalties, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
We beat Ghana.
But
our
both
main
things are
rivals.
correct, right?
What's that?
Both things are correct.
Yeah, it was a draw. We won on penalties,
okay,
so
right. Let's
and we
move
won the
on.
trophy. Yeah,
Let's move
exactly.
on.
Yeah, let's move on.
Steve-O says, Ty, pause and
chat,
breathe
don't
before
talk to us.
speaking.
Say that
Oxygen
again.
is free.
Pause and brief when you're speaking, he said.
Oh, shut up. All right. How about that? But thank you.
Yeah, so how did you meet Henri and what was
Oh
the
my
circumstances?
God, the context is everything, obviously. I believe it was 4 years ago when we played Man City away at the Etihad when we lost 2-1.
Oh,
And
right.
Thierry Henry was covering the Premier League, the Champions League for Amazon Prime back in the days.
All right. Obviously,
So he
other
traveled
companies
from
are available.
Paris to London.
Yeah.
And I had one of my friends, and he's still my friend, and he's the one that I created Parisian Londoner with. His
right.
name is Edgar.
Yeah.
He's from, and he traveled from. It was in the middle of COVID, by the way. He traveled
Wow.
from Paris to London to take the coach with us from London to Manchester to go to the Etihad. Okay.
Okay, yeah,
And
yeah.
as he was waiting for the Eurostar to leave,
Yeah.
he sent me a text and he said, "Brother, you will never ever imagine who I am with in the Eurostar." I said, "Who?" He said, "Thierry Henry. He's in the same coach as me." I said, "Are you joking?" He said,
Wow.
No.
Yeah.
I said, "Okay, say no more. I'm gonna pick you up at the station anyway.
Yeah.
So maybe we can try and catch Thierry Henry and ask him for a score prediction before the game because we knew he was going up north to command the game the day after."
Yeah.
So I was waiting for my friend Edgar at King's Cross St Pancras. And obviously Thierry Henry was traveling in business class or first class, so he was amongst the first leaving the train, right? So the first one to arrive. And back in the days, he was wearing the same coat ever and ever again. Was the Louis Vuitton trench coat with the
Obviously, other
collar a
companies
little bit
available.
like this, like Eric Cantona, whatever that was. But it was very recognizable. He had his face mask, black one.
Oh, right.
And
Yeah, I
I saw
remember that.
him heading towards me, walking.
Didn't anyone recognize
And
him?
I recognized him straight away. Apart from me, no one recognized him. I recognized him
Really?
thanks to the fact of that I was wearing the same coat over and over again.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a shot there.
Oh.
And he arrived, and I was here. I was not on my phone filming him or anything.
Yeah.
I had my phone in my pocket,
Yeah.
and I recognized him, and I
Yeah.
started talking to him in French, and I knew that he.
Oh, look, this is interesting.
1-0.
Oh, you missed it.
Oh, lovely touch.
Oh, another shot.
I knew that he was very sensitive to people addressing to him, not being very polite. So I knew it beforehand because it happened in France many occasions. So I went to him and I talked to him in French in London, saying in French, "Bonjour Thierry,
Yeah.
comment ça va? Like how are you?"
Yeah.
So,
That's what, yeah.
we are. I said in French, "We are PSG fans from London. We're going to the game tomorrow in Manchester. Do you have a little score prediction for us?" Not even filming him or anything.
Yeah.
Everything in French.
Yeah.
So he looked at me in my eyes, and he had his face mask, and he did not answer a word or anything. Was just fixing me like a deep look in my eyes. And he was carrying on walking, towards the cab area on the right hand side of the station.
Okay.
So I said, maybe he did not hear me. I'm gonna just reiterate my question, maybe.
Yeah.
And I questioned him again, and he was walking and looking at me deep in my eyes in a very aggressive way,
Okay.
And I said, "Oh my God, that I don't think he's gonna answer. He does not want to talk to me, or not even hi, sorry, I'm in a rush. I'm gonna get my cab. 1-0, and then he leaves like this. Not even talk to me. Just say hi at least. I carried on walking with him, and then I realized there's no point because he's never gonna answer my question, isn't it? And then some Arsenal fans, after they saw me talking to Thierry Henry, they realized it was Thierry Henry behind the face mask.
Yeah.
They went to him. 3 youngsters, the teenagers, and they said, Thierry, with the phone like this, Thierry, pushed them like this, went straight to the cab. Never heard of him, and I was like, oh my God, that is rude. That is very rude, I was shocked because I thought, especially us being French, I thought this.
Oh! Whoa!
No.
What a goal!
Well, it's been coming, hasn't it?
Fabian, come on!
That's a
been
great
coming.
shot.
It's been coming, hasn't it?
That's
Fabian
a great goal.
he's doing way better now. Way better.
It's been
He
coming.
struggles.
And that kind of reflects what's been going on in terms
Well,
of the
PSG
football.
dominated.
Dominating, yeah, since the beginning of the game, actually.
And
But
this
that
is-
was a very well taken
Russia.
goal, though.
And this is the game that
This is clean.
Atletico didn't want.
This is clean, that one.
Yeah, it's a clean strike.
You can see
Right, whatever.
Simeone looks
Short-
upset
short-
with the
short,
defending on that goal.
Long story short, I was disappointed. People say never meet your idols. he's not one of my idol, but I was a little bit disappointed because I thought he would at least say, hi, I'm in a rush, leave me alone or something like this, you know. But the way he looked at me was so deep and like, you know.
I think it might have been a bad day for him.
I don't know, man, but I was like... And my friends were like, did he answer? What did he say? 1-0, 2-0? I said he did not even say hi. Like he did not say a word.
How long ago was this?
Huh?
How long ago was this?
4 years ago.
4, so it's not even that long ago, really.
Yeah, when we played Man City away, when we lost 2-1. And I was a bit disappointed because also I was talking to him in French. So it's like we are French men in the UK as well. Like we speak the same language, you know. Would you speak Nigerian? You go to a Nigerian man in the UK, you speak to him the same language.
No, he can't speak Yoruba.
Well, at least he will answer a little something, you know. Just trying to be polite or something. Like we speak the same language, you know. And I was very disappointed. So the person in the chat that knows this story, you guys are sneaky. I don't know how you know
that. That's the question. How did they know that?
But that was
got to say PSG,
exactly.
Man,
I don't know.
PSG, here they come again.
That's a foul. That's a foul. That's 100% foul.
That's a booking, surely.
Yes, a yellow card.
And a few years after, CBS contacted me to do the show. The Goal Atletico show.
Available.
So I was on the show for the Champions League.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
was he there?
But it was not the one with Thierry. It's the one that they did with the fans. Thierry was on the studio in London, and we were connecting with the US. Yeah. And I was praying that Thierry would be on the show, so I can tell him the little story, so I can have his explanation or understand. Maybe he does not remember me at all, but just I will be like, mate, do you remember I saw you like 4 years ago? You ignored me. Here I am. You know? No, he's a French legend. He's an amazing football player.
He's a legend for us.
Objectively, I know. I don't know.
Could have been we have to give him the benefit of the doubt. Could have been a bad day, but yeah.
Could have been a bad day.
Right, you got another super chat here from Sir Michael Oliver.
There's no point.
What do you want?
Another super chat here.
Sorry, Stu. What do you want? Yes, what do you want, Michael Oliver? Because I know it's addressed to me.
No, it's not actually.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's big Uncle Laurie and man like Stu. Ty, when you address Stu, show him the most respect.
I am.
As he is a European champion and you
Absolutely.
will never...
Yeah, and Ty has always been respectful.
Sorry, what was the thing?
As he is a European champion and you will never be.
Well, you don't know that, and you never be invincible. And if you were watching the show, which I hope you were, you saw how I said, well done to PSG. Yeah. You saw how I bigged up Enrique and I said I'm happy for PSG.
Respectful.
So what more do you want me to say? If that's not respect.
And I got another super chat here from Andrew. He says, Ty, Auckland City have won 13 Oceania Champions Leagues. Of course, they deserve to be there.
Oh, well, maybe, but listen, to lose 10-0 is very humiliating. I'm sorry. Maybe they do deserve to be there. I don't want to be critical, but to lose 10-0 to Bayern Munich is very humiliating. That's all I would say.
But guys, in a way, shout out to Bayern Munich for taking it seriously.
Oh, no, fantastic. But like I said, can you really
go on.
lose 10-0?
There you go.
Ooh.
It's all
PSG.
PSG right now.
They get a second, the game's over, I think. If they get a second.
We said 2-0, so...
Yeah. So one more.
Just one more.
Or maybe even more than that for PSG. No, you know what I mean? So I don't want to listen. Auckland, what it shows to me is that Auckland are good in their own field. But out of their own field, they're not. I'm sorry, I don't want to diss them, but to lose 10-0 in the Club World Cup is humiliating for anybody.
Oh my God.
Even 5-0, losing 5-0 to PSG is humiliating. But that's the top. That's the top of the cream of European football. So if you win 5-0, you must be good. And you humiliate Inter Milan. And Inter Milan are a fantastic team. If it was in normal competition, that's different. But this is end of season competition and losing 10-0. I think you know what, that could be a red card.
Was that a foul?
That could be a red card. Unless he's not the last man.
Was faster. Nothing?
No, he's got to give a card, surely.
I think that's the foul.
Was it a coming together? Or was
no. He brought him down.
I think he was a little bit faster, to be fair, the Atletico player.
He was. If he's not the last man, then he should be at least yellow. He was. He was.
Yeah, he was.
Unless he's gone to VAR.
Nuno Mendes. Yeah.
Unless he's gone to VAR, he can't not give anything. It's at least a card. At least a card.
Look.
Yeah, look. He's gone. Look. Yeah, look. But he's got the cover, so he'll be yellow.
Look like 6 of one and half a dozen.
Let's have a look.
Look, you see them both.
Yeah, it's not much of a touch. It's not much of a touch, to be fair. I think the referee might have got it right. It's not much of a touch. It's not much of a touch.
Right, so yeah. The Thierry Henry story is a funny one, man. It's a funny one. But Thierry Henry, if you see me, I'll find you.
Another super chat here from Cashley says, Ty, was it humiliating when Arsenal would lose 10-2 on aggregate to Bayern?
It was also humiliating when we smashed Chelsea.
No, but
as well.
The question.
No. That's my answer. It was also humiliating when we smashed Chelsea. That's the answer.
What, with the Bayern, did you find
That's the answer. That's the answer. And also,
with respect, you haven't answered the question.
No. With respect as well. Please listen to what I'm saying, because I'll say it again. I said that if Bayern Munich beat Auckland 10-0 in the proper Champions League, that's more understandable. This is the Club World Cup, an end of season trophy. So to lose 10-0 in a competition that's really, you know what I mean? It's embarrassing. So don't try to turn it on me. Don't try to turn it on me. Was it embarrassing when, like I said, when we smashed Chelsea?
Pass. Oh! That's sneaky, mate. That's a red.
It's a yellow card.
That's Sunday League tackle.
It's a yellow card. He knows what.
That was a professional foul.
He knows what he's doing. But if there's cover around, innit? This is interesting now, because I think this is what Atletico Madrid might try to think. They might try to adopt these tactics.
Try to disguise it as a coming together.
Yeah.
But we all know what will really happen.
They might try to disrupt PSG's.
And crucially, he didn't complain when he got booked because he knew what he was doing.
Yeah. You know, so that's the way I'm going to answer it. So don't try and turn it around on me.
It's all PSG at the moment, guys. I've got some stats here.
It is.
Shots on goal, 5 for PSG, 1 for Atletico Madrid. Shots on target, 4-0 to PSG. Possession, a massive 75% to PSG.
Wow.
We've got another free kick. It's not a very good one. PSG scramble it away. But here comes it's another shot.
Yeah, you see?
One thing I like about PSG,
they're comfortable. They try stuff like this. That means they're comfortable.
One thing I've noticed about PSG, they do like shooting from outside the box.
They do. But the thing is, we have to remember, this is even without Dembele. So what would happen if Dembele is there? If PSG are just on fire, man. And
by the way, Ty.
Super chat for Ty.
After the super chat, I want to ask you a question.
Okay.
Jai sends in a super chat. Thanks. He says, question for Ty. Who had the better season, Arsenal women or Chelsea women? Which competition is bigger?
What competition is bigger? What do they mean? In what?
Champions League or Premier League?
Yeah.
In what?
For women.
Women. Oh, but listen. I'm not going to diss Chelsea women. Thank you for the question. I'm not going to diss Chelsea women's season because they went unbeaten and won the treble. But our women won the Champions League for the second time. And not only did they do that, they beat. I was lucky enough to go to the semi-final. Yeah, Barcelona final, who are the reigning champions. We thrashed Lyon 4-1, who have won the Champions League the most times. Yeah. So I'm not going to diss Chelsea women's season, but I think we had a fantastic season. That's all. I think we had just a good season as Chelsea because of the fact that we won the Champions League. And also big up legend Renee and everyone else because she didn't even start the season. So to win the Champions League, we lost the first leg 2-1 to Lyon at home. We went there and thrashed them 4-1. They've won the Champions League the most times and we beat Barcelona. So I would say our season was just as good as Chelsea.
Okay.
That's what I'd say. And what's bigger, the Women's Champions League? Probably the Women's Champions League. Probably the Women's Champions League is bigger.
Right.
Than the Women's
Champions League. That's the corner.
You had a very quick answer, but I don't even know your answer.
Just before you say that,
we had that debate earlier.
Look out of sorts.
Yeah.
They do, but that's because PSG are just on them, innit?
Exactly.
So you got to give PSG credit. Yeah, go on, Stuart. Sorry.
What
is going on here?
Who's the biggest player? Ousmane Dembele or Bukayo Saka?
That's a good question. Actually.
Well, you know what I'm going to say.
Because I had the debate with Robbie at the beginning of the season and all the, not necessarily the Arsenal fans, but some English fans not supporting Arsenal, they were also saying Bukayo Saka is better than Dembele, and I found it delusional.
Very good debate.
I found it delusional.
That's fair enough. But you know what I'm going to say.
That's my personal opinion.
Now
Dembele has the Champions League in the bag.
He does have the Champions League, and well done to him. But I would always I would say
in an objective way. I know you're going to defend your player. I know you're going to always say Bukayo Saka.
It won't be.
But now let's be objective.
Listen, I won't be able to be objective. I would say Bukayo is as good as Dembele. That's what I say. I'll never go against any of our players, but I would say that at the moment Dembele has won more than him. That's what I'd say.
Okay.
That's all. You know
That's
this too.
objective.
Well, Dembele's won a lot more than that.
That's
Yeah,
objective.
absolutely. I'm always going to back our players.
Of
But at the
course.
same time,
Of course.
I've got to give Dembele
a good corner.
because he's done incredible. He's done incredible.
Would you say we'll be Ballon d'Or this year?
Well,
Or they're going to give it to someone else?
He's definitely in the argument.
I think
That could be a Portuguese player that just won the Nations League as well. That could be Vitinha. That could be.
He'll come close.
Mendes.
He'll come close because not only did he score against us, unfortunately, in the semi-final, he scored in the final. So you know what I mean? He's going to be. Listen, Dembele will come close because he had an incredible season.
He's definitely.
But I'll give him his. Listen,
definitely in the shortlist.
I could listen. I know that we're always very tribal to our team,
protective,
but I got to give him the big Dembele up. He's been incredible. He's been incredible. So I can't. You know what I mean? I can't disrespect
But that
him.
is not the question.
Who's
better?
better, Dembele or Saka?
Well, listen, like I said, I would put them on the same level. That's what I'd say.
That's it. There's no need to add anything.
That sounds like you're trying to avoid the
I got
question.
you.
Well, you know what I mean? I'll put
got
them on
you.
the same level.
How old is Bukayo Saka now?
He's about 23.
So
So he's still got a
younger.
bigger ceiling.
yeah.
But Dembele, at the moment, Dembele is doing more. But listen, Bukayo can get there.
Bukayo needs the title with England as well, I believe.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, that's good. But that's going to be difficult. That's going to be difficult. You know
While
what I
we're
mean?
on that, who do you prefer, Sesko or Gyökeres for us?
Possibly Gyökeres, but what
They
do I
have
know?
water break.
No, not possibly. Which one?
I prefer Gyökeres, but like I said, it's down to
You prefer
Mikel.
Gyökeres, yeah?
Yeah, but it's down to Mikel.
No, obviously, it's not down to you, is it?
No, exactly. So no, absolutely. So I'm saying, so that's
I'm
what
asking you who you
I
prefer.
know. But what I would say is, what do I know? I'm just a
No,
fan.
I know you don't know much. Yeah,
Well,
but
I
I'm
know more
asking-
than. Well, that's more than you, mate.
You don't know much,
You see
but
how
I'm
sneaky
asking
you
you
are?
anyway.
I don't know much, but I know
I'm just
love
asking you.
That may be.
I'm
all
asking
I
you your
have
opinion
to
as an
know.
Arsenal fan.
Is that you? Is that
Which
you?
one would you prefer?
Yeah, I would prefer Gyökeres, but like I said,
So
What
would
about
I,
you?
by
What
the
about
way.
you?
Gyökeres, all day long.
but listen,
I'm not with this
No, but-
long-term project stuff.
No,
we
but
need
you
a
don't
guy.
know, to be fair. Because, listen, big you up, though, on LL Sports TV. Because I saw the interview you did with Kenya. But nobody knows that if we get Sesko, he might score 50
Yeah,
goals.
well, listen.
You
Now,
don't
let me
know.
qualify what I was saying, right? So, if we get Sesko, I'm not going to be jumping up and down and complaining. I
Yeah.
will back the player.
Yeah.
But if you ask me, who
Yeah.
would I prefer? To
Yeah.
me, it's a no-brainer. You go for Gyökeres because
yeah.
he's the proven goal scorer
Yeah,
that
but
we need.
It's a no-brainer to us, isn't it? But with Mikel now, Mikel's not only looking for next season, he's looking for further.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Do you know what I mean? So, like I said, what do
But
we know?
my counter to what you just said there is that we've waited long enough for trophies.
We
We've
have.
got no
and
more time.
Who says that he won't come in and we'll win the league with him?
Well, yeah, you could be right.
Exactly, so you know
could
what I
be
mean?
right. You could be right.
We
I'm
have to
just
trust in
saying-
Mikel and Nicola.
I'm just
Andrea,
saying-
Andrea.
Yeah. I'm just saying, as a fan,
Mm.
my preference is strongly for Gyökeres. Not even close, strongly.
And listen, Laurie, you said I don't know much. I know you're trying to troll, which is fine.
No, I'm not trolling. I'm just
no,
saying.
you are. No,
No.
Laurie, listen, I know that you're kidding, and that's fine. But like you said, I don't know much. You said I don't know much.
No, you do know
That's-
your thing.
No,
You do
no,
know your
Laurie, yes, I know they're joking, but I'm saying what I would say that's why we're not the manager, because the manager is the one making decisions, isn't it? We'll only say what we think, but he will have to have extensive research and how
Well, it would appear as if the club, certainly,
allegedly the coach, head coach,
seemingly,
yeah.
it would appear to have a preference towards Sesko.
No, apparently.
Although we're hearing now that it's.
I would like to buy both,
The
if
situation
possible.
appears to be changing because now Gyökeres is gaining traction more because of the comments he allegedly made where he said he preferred to come to Arsenal rather than Man United.
Oh, I hope that's true.
So,
Yeah.
well, I don't know. I'm just saying what I heard.
Yeah,
anyway, another super chat here from Cashley says, "What a Saka won. He's won an FA Cup."
He's won the FA Cup. Why do you always fall for this? You can't catch me out. What is the matter with you? I know my stuff. What do you think I'm doing here?
I knew.
Oh my God! They always say I've answered this before. Because he thought I was going to say he hasn't won anything. Shame on your football face. You can't catch me out. Just like you can't catch out Laurie and Stuart.
Yeah.
We are fortunate enough to be knowledgeable fans. And we know a
But I would
lot
say
about our
this.
team.
Oh, look, this is
Okay.
interesting from
Atletico.
Atletico. A rare foray into the PSG half.
Yeah. They're getting more
But they
of the game
do
now.
tend to play counter-attacking football.
They do.
Ooh,
It's
João
lovely.
Neves.
That's
what
a
return, man.
That's a lovely tackle.
Authority. Look at that youngster.
That's a lovely tackle. That's a lovely tackle.
Actually, Stuart, a question for you. Yeah? So, in a team of such good players,
yes.
right, which currently is your favourite PSG player?
That's a very good question.
I knew that was coming, and that's a very good
great
no,
question.
because there's so many to choose from.
There is so many to
I have an answer for you.
choose from.
I'm a PSG kit collector. Every season, I usually buy only one kit from PSG with my favorite player on the back.
Okay.
This season, and obviously because we won the Champions League with that kit, I bought the home kit 5 times.
Wow.
With 5 different players.
Wow.
I have Kvaratskhelia. I have Désiré Doué. I have Ousmane Dembélé because I know that kit is going to be potentially legendary if he wins the Ballon d'Or.
Yeah.
I have João Neves.
Wow.
And I have Vitinha.
Wow.
5. The same kit. 5.
Same kit.
Wow.
Right, the same. Different configuration. One is with the final Munich. The other one is with the one during the one of 16, etc. Whatever. But I have 5 players this season that I like, and I can't choose.
Oh, you can't choose. Wow.
I have Barcola as well, the 4th kit. I like Barcola.
Yeah, I like
He's not even playing as well, is he?
No, he's not. He's on the bench.
My
There's
God.
I have Barcola as well. So
Wow.
you see, I don't. This is the thing with this PSG team this season. Every player is a likable player. I don't
that's
see
good, that's good.
because the previous,
That's nice to hear.
Team, there were loads of players that I wanted to,
Yeah.
you know, a little like this, wake up or whatever. But even Hakimi, I could have had Hakimi as well. I could have had Nuno Mendes. He's unreal. What he's done to Lamine Yamal against Spain, for example, during the final with Portugal. I mean, even Donnarumma, I can get the the Donnarumma kit. All of them.
Another
are
super
unreal.
chat here from Sir Michael Oliver says, Uncle Laurie, can you please put Ty in his place that if Arteta doesn't bring in a trophy this season, he must go? Let me just answer that.
And if he does?
Let me just answer that. Because that is a question that I get stopped in the street by Arsenal fans and asked myself quite a lot. In fact, just yesterday, somebody stopped me in Tesco's and asked me.
Obviously, other shops are available.
Yeah, they are. There's plenty of shops available. But it was in Tesco's. Not that I'm advertising, but it was in Tesco's. But anyway, and my response to that person is that, listen, I do think that Arteta will come under pressure if we don't win a major trophy next season. However, I don't think you can just say if he doesn't bring in a trophy, circumstances will prevail.
100%.
But I do think that he's under pressure to bring in a major trophy next season. Ty, what do you think?
No, he is, and that's fine. And by the way, nobody can put me in my place, all right? And Laurie certainly can't. No, just joking. Just joking. Just joking. I better say that. I don't want Laurie to be.
I did put you in your place because when you arrived there today, I told you to sit in that seat.
Yeah,
you did not.
You literally did.
You did
literally did.
Literally did.
Oh, did you tell me sit there? Yeah, but that was.
He said sit here.
Okay, but that was.
He said please. He said please. He said please.
I did actually put you in your place.
Like Kylie Malone.
But anyway, go on.
He will be under pressure. He's under pressure. But like you said, Laurie, circumstances prevail. And like you said, last season, the amount of nonsense decisions that we had, I still cannot believe.
But you know what I'm saying about that, Ty? Listen,
but
Tottenham had a lot of injuries as well. Ange got sacked.
Not injuries.
And when he got sacked,
decisions,
hang on, let me finish.
Yeah.
When Ange got sacked, right, a lot of people was out there saying, oh, injuries, which is, it is a plausible excuse.
Yeah.
But the point I'm making is nobody ain't trying to hear that. Shoot.
Well,
this is nice play. Is he going to shoot?
Yes.
Oh, good shot. Well saved.
No, PJ is in control.
So the point I'm making is, right, yes, there is some plausibility in saying about injuries, but at the end of the day,
not injuries,
no one don't...
suspend. No, not injuries. I'm not talking about injuries. I'm talking about decisions.
Even decisions.
Mind blowing. Remember that tune? I think it's by the thing. I think it's by the Latin. I think it's by the Young Rascals. Mind blowing decision. I could not believe decisions we had last season. And you're saying, Laurie, that if I can take in what you're saying, you're saying things even themselves out.
Absolutely.
Well, I didn't even ask Stuart as well. We had 3 red cards in the first 10 games. Now you tell me a team that has had
were they
that
deserved?
In the first 10 games. Of course they weren't deserved. Of course
Which
they weren't
ones
deserved.
you talk? Declan Rice?
Declan Rice that got kicked by Veltman. They both should have gone then. Miles
Which other one? You're talking...
Miles gets sent off at Molineux, even though an independent panel...
That shouldn't have been a sending.
Absolutely. And then...
But by the letter of the law, Declan, he did delay the restart.
Yeah.
So that was harsh.
So why did Veltman should have gone as well for kicking it?
And then the other one I think you're talking about is Saliba. I was at that game, Bournemouth.
And
he
Leandro.
deserved to go for that game.
Okay, if he deserved to go, why didn't a week later Liverpool player deserve to go then? The Chelsea player who did the same
And in
goal.
any event, none of those you can't look at those
I'm gonna
in isolation and say that
can I
we
give you
didn't
a
win the league because of
neutral objective point of view on your discussion?
Of course.
I think Arsenal. I'm not saying this because you're here. I think you're one of amongst the big clubs in the world and historic and legendary clubs. You've been very patient. You've been too patient with Arteta.
I don't know, too patient.
I think you've been too patient. I think it's very good. Let me finish. I think it's good that you believed in him and you gave him time because obviously this kind of stuff you can't rush it, especially after all those years of Arsene Wenger.
Legend.
So now we saw what happened with Unai Emery. He was not the man of the situation.
Even though
you gave it a try. How long did he stay? 2 years, 2 seasons? Unai Emery? Unai?
Yeah.
2 seasons?
Yeah, well, something like that. 1 season and a half even.
Okay. Now you found something stable with Arteta.
Yep.
He's, trust the process. And I know that he's very keen on onboarding players that he can have a huge control over. Mm-hmm. I think you're lacking that gaffer that is bringing on the players with a little bit more character, a little bit more personality. You remember when Aubameyang left? Yep. He said Arteta likes putting forward players. Oh my God, that is putting forward players that he can has a huge control over. Okay. And build that player along, across the seasons, right? Yeah. They cannot really handle big egos and stuff like this. Whoa. I believe to reach the next level, you need players with a little bit more character, and I don't think Arteta likes this kind of profile and players. Okay, so objectively, I think you need more from Arteta. Right. You need more from him.
Hold that right there. I'm going to allow Ty to respond. Before I do that, let me just read out a couple of super chats. This one's from Robbie Lau. I don't think this is Robbie Lau.
It's not him. He's definitely not him.
He says, Arsenal cannot chat to PSG because PSG have a Champions League. Also, Real Madrid are bigger than Arsenal.
We can't. No.
Hashtag deluded.
No, don't call me. Listen, don't call me deluded. Like I said, we can't chat to PSG because we've gone unbeaten. We can chat to Real Madrid because we've gone unbeaten. Goodbye, next.
Right, okay. Sonny says, can Vitinha win Ballon d'Or?
Absolutely.
Has he won NL?
I mean, on paper, yes. He's won Nations League plus the Champions League. Yeah, potentially. So Nuno Mendes as well,
Ty says, Ty, would you love it if United got relegated next season?
For the arrogant fans, yes. I'd be disappointed for the humble Manchester United fans.
And the last super chat is it's addressed to myself from Sir Michael Oliver. He says, Uncle Laurie, if you were a gambling man, who would you put the mortgage on, Canelo or Crawford? Number one, I'm not a gambling man. Talking about boxing.
Good boxing, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Right, it is a good question. Yeah. Because I do think it'll be a very competitive fight. I think Crawford will win, but, and there are buts, I think that there is a big size advantage for Canelo. He's a naturally bigger man. I mean, Crawford's going up 2 weight classes. There's also the what you've got to take into account, the popularity factor. I think Canelo is a massive, big deal in boxing. Not to say that Crawford isn't. But I think if it was to go to points, you get the impression that the judges might favour Canelo.
Why would
because of his star power and the influence he has in boxing.
Okay, interesting.
So, but if you're asking me who the better fighter is, I would lean towards Crawford. In fact, I wouldn't lean towards Crawford. Crawford is a better fighter.
Is that Terence?
Terence Crawford. Right, yeah, so to go back to what Stuart was saying.
Yeah.
Tyler, what's your response? Try and keep it brief because we've got a couple other super chats here.
No, what I would say is that's interesting, but I would say that's not, to me, that's not a problem. I think whatever the head coach wants.
So you agree? You think it's not a problem?
No, I don't think it's a problem. I don't know if that's true, but to me, it's not a problem if that's what you as a head coach, you do things your way. As long as you're getting results, it doesn't matter. Now I don't.
But he's not getting results.
No. But that's what I'm saying. I'm saying no, but
I'm not saying this to diss you. Like it's not getting the results.
He's won FA. He's won FA Cup. But like I said, I'm seeing the decisions and I'm thinking, these decisions are really destroying our hopes of winning things because I've never known them so bad. Like I said, you said about William, he said on Bournemouth. The same thing happened in Liverpool, Chelsea. He got yellow. He got yellow. Pause. Are you trying to kill?
Are you really suggesting that it's because of decisions? Why? Hang on, let me finish.
Yeah, I am.
Are you seriously telling me that the only reason why he's only won one? Hang on. Are you seriously suggesting that it's only because of the decisions why we've only won one trophy since?
Are you talking about referring decisions?
Absolutely, partly.
Because I've got to say that is absolute nonsense.
Okay, so you tell me. Right.
So you're saying we would have won a Premier League had it not been for decisions against
more than one. What? Do you remember when we drew with Brentford? And Lee Mason, that disgrace.
There's 38 games in a season.
Lee Mason, that disgrace, forgot to draw the lines. We would have gone 10 points clear of Man City. And there's no way they're coming back. You tell me. When is anyone...
In all due respect, there's 38 games in a season. I
don't care if there's 380. Those are crucial games. These are decisions that Manchester City
This is why people call you delusional.
Laurie, don't say that. Because nobody can call me that. No.
Oh, look, an attack here for PSG.
What a pass.
Great pass.
Do him. Yeah.
Oh,
that's...
shit. Oh, he shanked it. He shanked it.
No, Laurie, don't say that, please, because everyone's entitled to their
opinion. No, but with respect, Ty, that is ridiculous.
It's honestly. Not ridiculous. It's ridiculous decisions. Because I've not seen anyone have that.
No, but other clubs have had decisions
worse than us.
Yes.
Okay. So you know a team that's had 3 broken legs.
Every team in the Premier League has adverse decisions.
Yeah. Okay.
The referees, right? Hang on. Atletico on the attack here. They got 4.
What a tackle!
Good tackle there. PSG.
Oh my God, we did Arpacho.
He gave the ball away.
Don't bottle it like this, man.
They got 4 men up. Goal! Oh!
He should have shot.
Oh, goal! Oh! Good save by Donnarumma.
It's good positioning, isn't it?
Second shown target.
That was the closest. That's the closest that they've come to.
They're coming back into it.
Yeah.
Come to now PSG are on the break.
Come on, do him. Boom. Boom.
Listen, Ty, we have been on the wrong end of some. He's got the.
Vitinha!
Wow!
I told you, man. This guy is a pure gem. What a player.
That is a really good goal.
What a player.
But you know what's impressive about that?
See the counter-attack?
Yes. That's what I was about to
clean.
say.
That was so clean.
You just cut them open so...
Massive goal.
That was
clinically.
so clean. And the finish was so clean as well.
It was almost as if PSG said, right, what, you think you've gone close?
Yeah.
Watch this.
Yeah.
That was beautiful.
Henri, is there any VAR in this tournament?
I think there is. But you don't really need VAR. Look, he thought it would... pass it on the left because it was, you see, on the...
That is, look at that finish.
Curl as well.
Oh, that was beautiful.
What a finish.
Lovely finish.
Vitinha.
Right, a couple more super chats before I come back at Ty's ridiculous notion.
It's not ridiculous, it's the truth. It's not ridiculous.
Jai says, I agree with Stuart. Us Arsenal fans have gotten used to mediocrity. No trophies since 5 years and over 800 million spent. He's not good enough. That's number one.
Okay.
Lukey...
We spent
Lucky
also a lot
Dube.
of money, but...
You've heard of Lucky Dube, ain't you?
Lucky what?
Lucky Dube.
Who's
that?
He's a African artist, isn't he?
Oh, okay.
This guy's called Luke Dubia. Anyway,
okay.
He says, do you guys get paid more for having to work with Ty? The answer to that is no.
No, but I don't get paid to listen to your crap in football terms.
And 944 Yardman says, Ty, what's better, 2 Community Shields or a World Cup, 2 Copa Americas and a Europa League?
I'm sorry.
With the latter, Christian Romero is better than William Saliba.
Oh, really? Is that right? So Christian, so Christian Romero.
So I think what he's trying to say is Christian Romero has won more.
Yeah, no. He's won more. Has he won more at Tottenham or has he won more elsewhere? Is it at Tottenham or elsewhere or Argentina?
Well, he's won the Europa League with Tottenham.
Okay, so then okay. So Williams won FA Cup with us. So what's he trying to say? Don't try it. You're either, Williams won FA Cup and Williams never ended up 17th. Romero ended up 17th. So don't try it.
Right, let's go back to the debate. Try not to keep it too long.
It's not even half time. I thought it was already half time.
Yeah, it's 3 minutes.
It was a water break. That's half time.
Oh, yeah.
I thought it was half time. Do you remember?
No, we're currently in added on time. In fact, there goes half time whistle.
It's half time, 2-0.
Brilliant.
It was a long half, huh?
Yeah, well done to PSG.
Even though it's 2-0, it could have been 4 or 5.
Yeah, absolutely.
PSG are totally dominant in this game. 2-0 is probably doesn't reflect how dominant they have been.
No, it doesn't at all.
And if Atletico are not careful, they could get, I wouldn't say a 10-1, but, but they could get comfortably beaten in this game.
They could get comfortably. Well, they are at the moment. And
what was so impressive about that last goal is that Atletico are actually on the attack and they've gone close. PSG broke and
then counter-attack on a matter of seconds. Boom.
Yeah. Well, that's what PSG could do.
Yeah, that's what
PSG are living up to their billing, man. They look really good. Every time I see them, they just look so.
Do you remember, Laurie, you had concerns when Mbappe left for Real Madrid?
I did.
Do you remember?
Yeah.
And what did I say to you? We will play better without him.
You did. I'll give you credit for that. And I'm a big fan of Mbappe, but
he's a good player. I'm not dissing him. He's a great player.
This PSG is a different animal.
It was not fitting, isn't it? That's it.
And I like what the manager's done because even with Dembele, he crossed swords with Dembele, didn't he? At the start when he took over, and he disciplined Dembele, he dropped him, left him at the team, brought him back, and look. Another couple of super chats. Desi Blue says, Ty, you should take the FA Cup and EPL to court. Sorry, you should You should take the FA and the EPL to court if you're convinced about the agenda against Arsenal.
Of course, I'm not convinced.
It. Please argue in court yourself. Though.
No. Of course, I'm not convinced. It doesn't make convinced. The facts are there, but there's no point taking them to court because nobody's going to listen. But the facts are there. The facts are. I don't know what team you support.
It's not facts. It's your opinion.
It's not. It's facts.
It's your opinion.
I said to you before.
How can it be facts?
I'll give you the facts in a minute, and I'll say to you.
Because what you're saying, had it not have been for decisions, we would have won the league. That's your opinion. That's not facts.
More than the league, and also, like I said, I'll ask you, Laurie, and I'll ask Stuart, but I'll ask you first. You name me another team that have had 3 broken legs in the Premier League history inflicted by other teams. You name me them. I'll wait. Go on, you name it.
With respect, what's that got to do with, you said decisions about winning?
This is what I'm saying, decisions. This is what decisions, terrible decisions that have impacted on us. Terrible decisions. Vasariki Abu Dhabi getting his leg broken in the last minute from Dan Smith, never the same again. Eduardo getting his leg broken when we were 8 points clear of the league. Aaron Ramsey getting his leg broken at Stoke. That's what I'm saying. This is when the team was flying. And obviously, these 3 broken legs is going to disrupt anybody.
No, but what decision was... I mean, that's not a decision, is it? That happened in...
Yes, that
was inflicted by another player. That's nothing to do with the referee.
No, what I'm saying is that, like I said, I'm saying that these are decisions. These are challenges that are not punished.
So they're not decisions then, are they?
No. What I'm saying is these are challenges that are not punished. And like and I'll even go back. Sorry, Stuart. I'll even go back to Aaron getting his leg broken by Ryan Shawcross. The season before, Shawcross tackled Silly Manuel off the pitch and got nothing. This is what I'm saying. So what I'm saying is, you've seen players break our legs, but you haven't seen players break Chelsea players. Not that I condone that. You haven't seen players break Manchester United players' legs. When Ronaldo was playing, nobody broke his leg, did they? This is what I'm saying. So what I'm saying is that these things, what I'm saying is that the referees...
I kind of see where you're going, but then I think it's a bit of a stretch. Anyway, couple of super chats. Hamza says, Ty Saliba was out on loan when we won the FA Cup.
So what? He's part of the squad, wasn't he? So don't try semantics with me. If he's part of the squad, he still gets a medal. Don't try it. And how do you know? How do you know he was out on loan?
So Michael Oliver says the PGMOL will sue Ty for defamation.
No, they'll sue you. They'll sue you for not doing your job properly. They sue you because you don't know anything about football. But thanks. Keep on wasting your money. Just joking. Yeah, go on.
But anyway, I totally disagree.
So you disagree with the 3 broken legs then?
No. Look, listen.
Ty, I disagree with what you said about decisions.
Those are facts
us.
That you mentioned.
Exactly.
I agree.
I agree.
No, but they're not decisions though. But that's not.
No, but what I'm saying is that. What I'm saying is that. How can players get? Once you do that, I don't know if Stuart remembers.
If you're right, hang on. I think there's a nuance to what you're saying
about us.
If you're saying that those injuries could have cost us winning the league, I'm more prepared to entertain that, even though I don't.
Absolutely.
I think it's impossible to say that.
It did when Eduardo broke his leg. But you remember the thing they used to say about us? We're too soft. You get broken legs and we're too soft.
That's one thing to say that. That's your
dinosaurs opinion. Like Allardyce and Pulis and McLeish.
It's one thing to say that if you know what I mean, injuries cost us.
They did cost us big time.
That's your opinion.
So
but
you
to
talk-
say
They
that
did cost us.
decisions,
It's facts.
So it's injuries.
You said that refereeing decisions, had it not have been for what you think are adverse refereeing decisions,
Really
would have won.
I understand your point.
Absolutely.
Ah,
The Lee
no,
Mason
no.
But
one
you
is a
cannot
big
blame
thing.
injuries or
Yeah.
wrong penalties or
I'm not even talking about
refereeing
wrong
mistakes.
Look, at the end of the
For
day,
how long,
Ty,
you know,
right?
let me explain. My point is that I feel for you because we've been a victim of poor refereeing as well at many
Every club
occasions.
is. Every club
the
is.
Barcelona, I'm not going to call it rigged, but I believe
Yeah.
the remontada was rigged.
Yeah.
The Man United comeback was a little bit shaky as well.
Yeah.
Real Madrid comeback. I'm talking about the Champions League. We
Yeah.
had also a few situations in the French league, but
Yeah.
after all those years when we suffered from poor refereeing or injuries or this and that, Neymar was not fit.
Yeah.
You cannot in the long term project. You cannot only focus on this because you come back the next year.
You don't.
And you
but
try
it's
to
part
find
of it.
solutions. You try to find solutions.
You
You try to
try-
find
you
solutions.
try to.
Until you make it. So
You try to.
just
but the referees
focusing
don't
on this,
do
in
their
my
job.
opinion, that's wrong.
I'm
However,
not only focusing on
because
it.
you cannot really change this, Ty. That's my point.
No,
Because
you
it will
can.
keep happening all the time.
No, you can if you get people that know how to do
No,
their
you
job.
can change your squad, you can change your gaffer, you can change your mentality, you can change your strategy,
couldn't-
the style of
but
football.
if the ref-
This you can change.
But-
But poor refereeing or injuries or things like that, unfortunately,
You've got
that's
people-
unfortunate, isn't
No,
it?
it's unfortunate, but people have to do their job.
I
If they're
know,
not
they
doing
need-
their job,
I'm
they don't
with you,
deserve
It's
to
the
be
same for
I'm with you, I'm
every
with you.
team.
They
No,
need
it
to be
isn't.
held accountable for this. Yes.
Absolutely.
I guarantee
Agreed,
you now,
agreed.
Ty. Hang on,
Agreed.
let me finish this because I think it's important.
Yeah, go on.
I guarantee you could get a fan of any Premier League club
Mm.
in this, put them on this table, and they'll be able to give you 3, 4, probably more examples.
Poor
of-
decisions that cost them a
yeah.
title or
Manchester United.
something.
So
Yes.
Manchester
yes, you could. I guarantee
yeah.
you get any fan here of any Premier
They
League,
will find
any
yeah,
20
something.
of those teams.
Agreed.
Okay.
Sit them down here, and
Okay.
they'll be able to tell you 3, 4, maybe more examples.
Could
of
they say about
hang
three
on?
broken legs?
No,
Can
no,
I
there's not
finish?
3 broken
They
legs.
will be able
because
to
give
that's
you
very unfortunate, but yes.
documented
I agree.
examples,
I agree, yeah.
documented examples
You
of
cursed.
where they feel that their club has been robbed.
were.
So my thing to you is, come on now, you know what I mean? Bad decisions
Move on,
apply
yeah.
to every club.
Okay.
That is not an excuse. At the end of the
It's
day,
not an
and this
excuse,
Is,
it's
this
Try
is
to
my
find another
contention.
way to make it happen.
I agree with Stuart. We've not been good enough. Now,
Fair enough.
whether it's just the
And nor the
manager,
referees.
right? It's whether it's just the manager or whether there's more things at play. But at the end of the day, what I would say is this: the buck stops with the manager. So, at the end of the day, let's have it right. If we were winning things, everyone would be saying, "Oh, Arteta's the greatest manager," blah blah blah. We all would be doing it. Me, you, everyone would say, "Oh, great manager."
I don't know if I'd say that. but
Yes, you would. You were bigging up Enrique a minute ago, saying, "Oh, he's done fantastic."
He has done fantastic.
Yeah, he's
Exactly,
done, yeah.
and he deserves it.
He does
Because
deserve
But
he
what
won
I'm saying
titles,
is, by
yes.
the same token, when a club is not performing or not performing up to the level that people expect,
You should also.
then you should expect that the manager is going to cop the criticism.
Absolutely,
Cool.
but
It's both ways.
He does, but can he be criticised for everything? I'll give
I
you an
didn't say
example.
everything.
That's
Not
what I'm
everything,
saying.
no,
I'll
but-
give you another example.
I didn't
Lauren.
say everything, did I?
I'll give you 2 examples. Do you know this season we have had the most bad decisions in VAR? Do you know that? Do you know that? Because you're saying that it's a conspiracy.
So is it VAR? Is it then?
No, it's VAR. PJ.
A minute ago it was injuries.
No,
it's VAR.
injuries. We've
that
had the
was
most.
VAR.
No,
Bro,
no,
tight.
we've had.
How about we weren't good enough?
got-
How about that?
Listen. That's fair enough, but what it is, we can accept we weren't good enough. But what we
No, but
can't
you're not
accept-
accepting that. You're making excuses.
I've said that we weren't good enough, but what we're not.
Oh,
gonna
so
accept,
you are saying that now?
obviously not. But we weren't.
Are you
good-
saying that?
No, of course
Ty,
we
Ty,
weren't good
Ty,
enough.
Ty, I believe you are true passionate Arsenal fans from the beginning, and you have.
Well, lucky
listen. You should have higher standards and expectations for your club
Yeah, of
than
course,
what
of
you
course I
have
do.
at the minute, because
No,
you
no, no, no.
deserve better than what's happening
we do.
at Arsenal.
We
That's my
do.
point.
We do, but
So you need to find a solution to make it happen. It's
Yeah.
either through the transfer window, it's either through
He's blaming Ryan Shawcross.
the gaffer. I don't know. The style of play
no.
might change. I don't know, but you
Broken
need
leg
to
was
change
terrible.
something because it's not
And that's-
working
and-
clearly.
yeah, but that's fine too. But also, I see this. That's what I mean. I've seen.
Yeah, of course, I agree. It's a combination of
That's what I'm
all
saying.
those
So
things.
what I'm
Yes,
saying that-
agreed. But
no, that's fine. Obviously, that goes without saying. But when you're saying that when I'm saying we're not good enough, that's fair enough. We can accept that. But what we're not going to accept is bad decisions, because bad decisions get blamed on us as well. don't they? We can't take the blame for.
Have we been the beneficiary of bad decisions? Do you think?
Yeah, of course we have.
Right. Okay. So you know what I'm trying to say.
No. What
yeah?
I'm saying is that
have we been the beneficiary of things that have gone our way? When you look back on it. So, for example, I could give you one straight away. The corner at Tottenham when we got the goal from.
He's laughing because he knows.
Yeah, no,
was it a corner?
That's fair enough.
Was it a corner?
No, it wasn't a corner. That's fair enough.
And we scored a goal from it.
Yeah, that's fair enough. And it shouldn't have been.
So that's one example straight away of a decision that went for us.
And I was also going to add about the Invincibles. When we went unbeaten, they all went our way. I'm also saying that we must remember that. But what I'm saying is, when I look at the stats and see that facts are that we've had the worst decisions every season, and I don't see no apologies. I see apologies from managers that Frank Lampard that we managed for 5 seconds. I'm wondering what's happening. That's what I'm saying. I'm wondering what's happening. I don't see. Listen, anyone can make a mistake, but when I see the mistakes being made, and what's his name, Howard Webb, coming out and saying we made decisions wrong, and we don't get no apologies, but yeah, they make decisions. They make bad decisions for other teams. They don't get apologies. I'm wondering what's going on. We can't take the blame for that.
What do you think is going on?
I think, what I think was going on is there's agenda against us, which has been there for
There's
years.
agenda.
No, there is agenda against us. No, there is agenda against us.
No,
this is where you lose me, Ty.
No,
but
that's
too much.
Ty, honestly.
Can you prove that there is an agenda?
Guys,
Yes, I can
Arsenal
prove
is not
there is.
playing tonight. Arsenal is not playing. I'm sorry.
That's true.
No, but
not
actually, we should
playing,
refer to
so-
Stuart on this because he has a background in law. You have come. Stuart's here,
Okay, yeah.
and he's going to put you in your place. A bit like what I did when I told you to sit there. When you came
Not really. I'm not going to do that. But
But Stuart
humble
is the great person to talk to because he's
go on.
background in law. You cannot come out and make those
If
claims.
you got facts, you got facts.
Where's your facts?
If you got if you got facts that Ruud van cheat himself, kicked Laren in the chest, or should have been sent off, what's gonna happen then? Listen. If I went to football court, I've got all my facts. This is not hearsay. I can say that Manchester United didn't concede a penalty for 12 years. These are all facts. So when I'm talking, I'm talking about what I've seen.
it's always going to be debatable. My point is that
It will be
even
debatable,
with the introduction of VAR, people will still debate the refereeing decisions anyway.
No,
So
they will.
it's very subjective.
It's subjective.
I'm with you when it comes to, obviously, as a fan of this club, then you feel that you've been violated by a decision.
We have.
And you just want to smash everything, and I agree with you. You can blame it on the
Can I say something
VAR
on
and everything.
that?
But
Just
it's not
quickly.
only this, that's my point.
Can I say something on that very
Ty.
quickly?
Yeah,
and,
that's fine.
this is how I tend to approach.
You're fine, and that's fine.
This is how I tend to. I mean, I'm a little bit older than Ty, and I tend to. Over the
little bit.
years, I've moderated my opinions on stuff like this.
Yeah.
So whereas back in the day now, I would shout at the TV
Ooh,
or
Tears
in
for
the
Fears, very
ground
good.
and
Smash the screen.
yeah, and, you know what I mean,
Smash
get
the
all
remote.
crazy and that.
Yeah.
I just tend to look at it like decisions happen in football.
No.
Some go for you, some go against you.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I think sometimes there is too much emphasis on the officials. At the end of the day, most times anyway, if you play well, take your chances, you will win the game, right?
And
Have
So-
more chances to win. Yes.
Blaming the referees all the time. I mean,
For
listen,
what they've done
you
wrong.
said yourself, referees make mistakes, just like players
They
do.
should
Yeah.
be accountable.
Like when,
Exactly.
when
I'm with
a
you with
striker
this.
is in
Exactly.
front of goal,
We're lacking accountability for
Yeah.
referees.
Come out and say it
exactly.
then.
When a striker is in front of goal and he puts it over from 4 or 5 yards, that is a big mistake that impacts the game. Just like when a defender fails to mark an attacker and allows him room to score. That is a big mistake that has impacted the game. And that's the way I look at it with referees. Sometimes they make mistakes. And what I believe is, I firmly believe this, I think, yes, a lot of referees make mistakes. Yes, there is incompetence at times. But I don't think it's deliberate. I don't think it's corrupt. And I don't think that somebody
another
up
debate,
there in the
yeah.
FA or the Premier League has got this agenda to say, oh, Arsenal, we don't want them to win. I just don't believe it.
Well,
I'm sorry.
I believe it. And
I don't.
not only that.
You could call me naive.
No,
but I don't
of course
think so.
not, Laurie. Not only that,
If
Laurie.
you're trying to tell me that there's some kind of darkened room with men in suits saying, look, Arsenal are not going to win the Premier League this
listen,
year.
I'm
It's
gonna
not
settle
dark.
this.
It's
That's
a whole load of nonsense.
It's very in your face.
I'm
It's very in your face.
not with you, and I'm not with you. I believe it's more complicated than this. I believe football has become a
Explain.
massive business now.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
No, but
There's
okay,
a
let me
lot
stop you
of
quickly. Let me stop you
financial
quickly.
interests
Let me
that
stop
are
you
involved.
quickly on that.
So you don't really know what's happening.
Why would you
as
think
well,
about
you know?
how big Arsenal are? They're like a global club.
Yes, they are.
Why wouldn't the Premier League want Arsenal? Surely you would want Arsenal to win the league. If
Because
you're,
from a financial consequence, it will be huge for English football and for the Premier League
Yeah.
in terms of
So why wouldn't you want? If you're in the Premier League, you would want Arsenal to win it.
Yes,
really?
Of course you
would. It would be very beneficial at a worldwide level for Arsenal to win the league.
Because Arsenal are a global entity.
Yeah,
you would want them to win it more than Man City because Arsenal's cachet.
You're the most popular club in the world. In
way
England,
more popular than Man City.
I think so. Yeah, in the
world. You could argue Liverpool are on Arsenal's level in terms of that, but way more than Man City. So when people say to me, "Oh, they don't want us to win," why? Why not?
So then
surely they would want us to win.
So why bad decision then? Why they
incompetence?
Yeah, but that's
incompetence.
Incompetence is not an excuse.
And incompetence affects Arsenal at the top of the table, Southampton at the bottom of the table. It's the same thing across the board.
Incompetence is not an excuse.
Anyway, I've got another super chat here from C1 Chaos. It says David Luiz cracked Jimenez's skull and wasn't punished. Injuries happen in football.
No, but he should have been punished then.
Well, look at Donnarumma's face.
Yeah, I remember what happened.
So the guy that did this
didn't get booked or something. I remember. That's what I'm saying. That's
nothing.
But that's not good enough. That's not good enough.
He slashed his face.
Yeah, I remember.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Who did that to him?
I don't remember who was that player.
I remember him.
I think it was if it was a Ligue 1 game against Nice. I think it was Nice.
Yeah.
I have to double check this, but you see,
but that's
I was in front of my TV screen. I was about to smash the screen on that poor decision from the ref.
Yeah.
And even after checking VAR, remember, because we're talking about VAR times. So he's checked once, twice, 3 times. So nothing.
So the question is, why has he not acted then? That's the question. Why can't can't VAR and the referees come out and explain what they've seen or what they haven't seen?
They should.
Super chat here from Andrew says the PGML versus Thai live on Sky. Other channels are available.
Very good.
It's not a super chat here, but I think it's necessary for me to read this out. Marcus Jackson. He says, Leroy, stop shouting over man. Cha. I assume he's talking about me, Laurie.
What? That's Laurie.
Laurie,
is Laurie the same as Leroy?
He's got the name wrong. It's Laurie.
That's not the only
thing
you got wrong.
He's right. I shouldn't shout.
No. Laurie's not shouting over us. It's fine.
No, I did raise my voice.
No, it's fine. Listen, if you can't.
I did so in the passion of the debate.
It's fine. Listen, we're not offended. It's football talk.
Yeah, exactly.
But also, Laurie and Stuart, I would also say to you, it's not only our men, it's our women as well. I've had discussions with youth players who know, when I've spoken to them, they said, we know what's going on. I'll tell you an example.
What is going on?
But you won the Champions League with the women.
Yeah.
So it's good, man.
No, we did.
Was there an agenda there as well?
We did. But in this decision, our women had terrible decisions as well. I'm not even going to go into
So was there an agenda there too?
The women's one is different. The women's one is different. The women's one is different. No, because the thing is,
so that's different.
No, there wasn't. No, there wasn't gender.
Explain the difference then.
There wasn't gender. But hold on, Stuart.
Yeah,
but what I will say, I'll give you an example of what I said. Sorry, Stuart.
No problem.
One time I was at a youth game at one of our grounds we played them at, and there was a referee's assessor. And I said, oh my gosh, it's the same I think I've said this story before, it's the same every week. I said, the referees always give bad decisions against us. And he said to me, oh, referees will never give bad decisions. I said to him, do you go and watch us every week? He said, no. I said, well then, go and watch us every week and then tell me that I'm wrong. He couldn't say nothing. So what I'm saying, Laurie, is it's just like Stu would know with PSG. The match going fans travel every week will see it. They will know it. I can only say that.
It's different from watching on TV.
And I'm not trying to disrespect Laurie. I'm only saying it's from what I've seen. If you imagine, we know what's up.
By the way, the second half
a lot of things that
we
can see from the stands that you cannot see on TV.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
The second half of the game
some interactions on the bench.
Absolutely.
Agreed.
Second half of the game is underway, and I don't know if you noticed, but the same tactic was deployed from the kickoff.
Yeah, it was.
Kick the ball
This is weird, isn't it?
This is
into
interesting.
the other. This time, Atletico Madrid did it.
They
too.
did it, yeah.
Oh, is he in?
Maybe that's the American soccer way to play.
Yeah, I'll have to see if that gets repeated.
The MLS or
This
something.
is interesting. This is very interesting.
I wonder if that will catch on in the Premier League next season.
Do you reckon they're going to
do
do the penalties, if they are penalties, the American way when they run? You know, they do the 1v1.
Yeah, they had that. I thought that was quite interesting.
Yeah.
1-on-1 with the goalkeeper. I think that's quite interesting.
Desi Blue, super chat from him, he says, things Ty has blamed. The rain, the pitch, injuries, refs, fixture list, astrological charts, things he hasn't blamed. Arsenal's managers, players, owners.
That's right. So what your point is?
He just made his point.
I don't care. Your point is that you're a fool. That's your point. No, listen.
Whoa.
Good save.
Good counter-attack there by...
I blame what I think is true, okay? And you tell me... Sorry, the one is stupid. You tell me it's different. You go and watch us every week, and then you tell me I'm wrong. But if you don't question me...
I love your passion.
Thank you. I love yours as well. And Stuart's.
Defence, your very staunch defence.
Loyalty.
And your loyalty.
It's pure loyalty.
There is to be much to be admired about that. However, I think you're so wrong about it.
No, you could say that, Laurie, but
in doing so, the danger of what you're doing...
You can't do it blindly in the sense that...
It's not blind. It's not blind because I've seen this.
What you're actually doing is that you're overlooking or underplaying...
I'm not overlooking that at all.
The players and the manager.
No, I'm not.
They are the reasons why.
No, they're part of the reason. They're not the only reason. Like I said, and I've said it before, we will take the blame for whatever.
But they're the majority of the reason.
No, they're not. They're not. Not when you... Listen, not when you have the most VR decisions go against you.
How many VR decisions that went against us cost us games last season? Can you tell us?
I don't know. But I'm looking at that.
Until you can furnish me with that stat, what you says is just conjecture.
I'll throw it back to you. You tell me how many bad decisions Liverpool had. You think Liverpool had...
No, but I'm not blaming decisions on... I'm saying Liverpool won the title and they deserve to win it on merit.
But did they have any
You're
bad
the one
decisions?
introducing other stuff.
But did they have bad decisions? Did Liverpool have any bad decisions then?
Of course they did.
Name me two. Name me two.
I can't name them.
Exactly. I can name you two.
You know why I can't name them, Ty? Because I'm not fixated on stuff like that.
No. But
you are.
But that's no. I'm not.
So
I'm
provide the examples.
I have to be fixated when I'm seeing.
Come on!
How did he get out of there with the ball?
Really?
Oh my God!
That's a
that
terrible
was a
tackle.
violation.
That was a terrible tackle.
What a
Atletico
foul.
Madrid are getting very
yellow.
dirty.
Yeah, because they're getting a noise. Because
they're getting.
we're playing with them.
You're showboating.
That's a very tough. That's very bad tackle.
Looks like a five-a-side now.
And this is another reason why you can't have this competition so far after the season. These players are knackered.
Yeah, and we are risking big injuries.
Absolutely.
Yeah, agreed.
No, but that had nothing to do with tiredness. That's just a bad tackle.
Yeah, it's a bad tackle.
But it can happen. When you're playing like them seasons. Yeah, go on, Lloyd. Would you say something like... Yeah.
Yeah, so what I'm saying is you
you said I'm fixated.
You're fixated with...
Do you know why?
Extraneous circumstances.
No, it's not.
In fact, in my view, have nothing to do
So would you say
say
the poor tifo from the Arsenal fans is...
The poor tifo? I wouldn't go that far. I wouldn't go that... I wouldn't
go... The cannon flag.
I wouldn't go that far.
Do you know what? First, it shouldn't be called the tifo because tifo is handmade. And this was printed by the club. I know your fans wanted to do it.
You said.
My point is, I'm being funny, but my point is.
Oh
my God!
Hit the post. What?
You didn't save it. Oh, that would have been it.
That wasn't a save. He hit the post. He hit the bar.
Yeah, the keeper touched it a bit.
Did he? You think so?
Yeah, slightly. It's
Kvaratskhelia, yeah?
Yes, again, that's his special move.
This is
He's a brilliant player, man.
The curve as well.
This is brilliant from PSG.
He's been an amazing signing, mate. 6 months as well. He's adapted.
Look at him. He goes again. Look.
So quick.
With those socks down.
Would you have him at Arsenal?
Oh, 100%. In fact, there was talk that we were looking at him before you guys got him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Of course he would.
I don't know why he chose PSG instead of Arsenal then.
Whoa, I don't know.
Well, listen,
we need to ask him the question. Maybe
listen.
I don't know.
Another super chat here from Stephen O. He says, Ty is so illogical, very insufferable guy.
No, you are you're illogical. You're insufferable.
Who, me?
No, that person. Not you.
Don't shoot the messenger, my friend.
Not you. But what you're saying about...
No, but Ty, seriously, you're my friend, man.
You're my friend as well.
You're my good friend, right? And I don't want to sound in any way...
Yeah,
disrespectful.
No, it's fine, Laurie.
Simply cannot.
You can't agree because
I cannot agree.
Yeah,
being part of a loyal fan is also. It's like when you're a friend and you have family members or you love them so much that you can be the only one.
Oh, get touched.
You see, I told you.
What an incredible save.
You can be the only one saying you're fucking it up now. You shouldn't be doing this.
Yeah.
Because they need you to say stop doing this because sorry about sorry.
Other swear words are available.
But my point is they rely on you as a friend or as a family member if you are crossing the line. You need them. They are the only ones.
You know what? That is such a good point that Stuart made. I've always said, right? I've always said it. It's such a great point that Stuart made, and I want to expand upon that.
Yeah.
I've always said to people that part of being a good fan is to hold your club accountable.
Of course.
So do not pander to excuses. Let me finish.
It's not excuses, though.
Let me finish. Do not allow managers, and I'm not saying that Arteta's doing it, but sometimes you'll hear managers after a game and they'll come out and start blaming referees, VAR, this, that, and the other. And I'm thinking to myself,
like Ferguson and Mourinho.
Okay, yeah, but you know, a lot of managers do it, right? Forget about who they are and what.
And Mikel doesn't, even though he's wrong the most. He doesn't, you know.
Right, listen, I'm not going to call out. I'm saying managers per se.
I'm going to call out. That's what Ferguson and Mourinho and Allardyce.
Okay,
and
well, you want to attribute names.
The football dinosaurs used to do.
My point is that managers will tend to play this game after a match, and they're very clever the way they do it. So the team has played poorly or not performed up to their optimum level. They've lost the game or drawn the game they should have won. Typically, you hear a manager A or manager B come out and start blaming referees, VAR, this, that, and the other. And I think to myself, you're trying to be clever. You're playing with us. You know the team has not played well. You know that your strikers missed chances. You know that your defenders have not picked up attackers.
And the strategy.
Yeah, and so what you're trying to do now is switch the narrative by blaming somebody else. No! Oh, I thought Atletico were in there.
It's a good block.
You're trying to switch a narrative so that it takes the pressure off yourself. No, I'm not buying it.
Of course.
You are responsible, right? You put those players on the pitch. You set the tactics up. The fact that the players didn't implement those tactics or fail to perform is on you and the team. Stop telling me about refs.
Okay, facts.
Okay, so when have you known a manager or head coach to say it was all my fault?
Sometimes they do.
Yeah,
very rarely. Very rarely they do.
Yeah, you're right. No,
that's what I'm saying.
Take the blame, actually.
Yeah. Some managers do. I've heard Enrique say that.
Yeah.
I've heard Enrique say that.
Yeah, but look at what he's done.
Yeah, I've heard him say. I've heard Arteta say that as well. It was my fault.
Okay, fair enough.
They will come out and say, you know what, I got it wrong today. Why can't you as a fan also have that mindset?
No,
why can't you do that?
I've not said that. I said we were.
No, but you're blaming injuries. You're talking about short cross.
I'm blaming on things that have had an impact on it. And I'm not ignoring them. And when I see this happening all the time, I know it's not coincidence. I know it's a fact.
In
our women, I've seen it. In our youth games, every week I see it. It's so bad that one time, sorry, Stuart.
No, it's okay, mate.
In our youth game, right, we were playing Derby County. And I won't say the other part of the story. I'll say that off air. We were playing Derby County. We got awarded a penalty, right? So our striker at the time.
Too late. Oh, too late.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Offside, yeah.
Our striker, Keon Edwards, had the ball, right? The referee's given a penalty. He had the ball. He was put on spot waiting. The referee allowed the Derby County goalkeeper to be shouting at the linesman instead of telling him, get booked, you get booked if you don't stay in your goal. He was carrying the conversation for 5 minutes. In the end, the linesman said to the referee, he gave a corner. What is that? Do you see what I mean? You see, look, you explain that to me. Explain that to me.
What do you want me to explain?
Okay, well, I wanted to say to you, Ty, now.
All right,
if the owners of the club, the entity of the club, the badge, were messing up with the club by, I don't know, whatever decision they were doing, would you be involved in protests against the owners? Have you ever been involved in any protest against the owners?
No, I'm not really a big protester. It would have to be something really, really bad to protest. Okay. You know, because if I dislike something, I don't have to protest physically because I don't see what that's going to do.
Okay.
Why would you do that?
Yes, 100. Part of the. Well, I'm French as well.
Yeah.
My point is that part of being a loyal, true, dedicated.
Oh, that's a great ball. Oh, what a ball!
Can
he get it?
He killed him. Is also part of this is also
PSG
making your voice heard when things are wrong.
Absolutely.
And obviously you can use different platforms, but also the same as you are a match attending fan.
Yeah.
You also need to make your voice heard on the ground as well.
Absolutely, yeah.
You know, so that's the point I'm trying to make is that you love the club Arsenal so much.
Yeah.
That, and I knew you would answer this. You will never ever get involved in a protest against the
owners.
I
wouldn't. I don't. You know, no, you're right. You're right, Stu. Because I don't think that's not my style. Yeah. Just like it's not my style. Some people say to me,
"Can I ask you a hypothetical question?"
Hold on, Larry. Sorry. Some people say, "Why don't you criticize the club?" I'm not here to criticize the club. I'd rather Praise the club. I don't criticize the club.
So you believe in blind loyalty then?
No, I believe.
No, you just said that you never criticize the club.
Because I believe
that's blind loyalty.
No, it's not blind loyalty. I believe in you support the way you want. Nobody can tell you how to support. So if you go in to watch the team, nobody can say they're better fan than you. I support the team.
You just made a very telling comment. That's a great save, by the way. You just made a very telling comment in response to the question that Stuart asked you. You said, I would never criticise the club.
No, I never said that. I said I would never protest. You see, you're even getting it wrong. But go on.
Because you don't like protesting.
Yeah, I don't. That's what I don't.
So why not? Why not? If the club had done something that you disapprove of, you're telling me.
If they're messing up with the badge, with the Arsenal, with the institution, and you haven't won trophies.
It's not necessarily being disloyal.
Spurs, for example, before they won this, was that Europa League?
When they finished 17th.
No, but they were going after what's the owner? Levy.
Daniel Levy.
Yeah. So they were organising because
they were.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, they were.
He's in. Can he score? Great, great goal.
That's a great goal.
Julian Alvarez, man. That's a great finish.
Great finish. The defenders were all over the
PSG,
place.
Man. They're caught napping there. And I tell you what, there's still time for them to come back as well.
Well, I don't see them coming back.
Don't you?
You never know.
You never know in football, man.
minutes, mate. That's it.
I don't see them.
There's plenty of time for them to come back.
Yeah, there's plenty of time.
And the ironic thing about that is we're just about to see Conor Gallagher.
Gallagher. Yeah, Conor Gallagher.
Yeah, formerly of Crystal Palace.
He's Atletico now.
Yeah, that's right.
I like this player. He's good.
Yeah, he's a good player.
He was good at Atletico, at Palace, but not at Chelsea.
Lovely little reverse pass there into Alvarez. Picks out the bottom corner. Donnarumma, no chance.
Yeah, he's not going.
That's a great goal.
Was late.
Yeah,
because you know what I love about that finish? He didn't try and hit it too hard. He just placed it. Look at that.
Yeah, Nuno Mendes hasn't got back, has he?
That's poor goalkeeping from
you think he should save it
as well.
So Atletico are right back in this game. Couple of super chats here that I need to address. From Jai, thank you so much. He says, I disagree with Ty.
Of course you do.
Yes, it's late in the season, but these players play international tournaments in the summer. They can play 3 to 6 games for their club in the summer. Tiredness shouldn't be an excuse.
No, but it is if the season just ended.
Okay. Tristan Wood says, Ty, ignore the bitter super chats. Remember, an alpha male like yourself should never concern themselves with the mindset of a beta. So
thank you very much. But what I would say by that, thank you very much, and I appreciate that. But what I would say, is he saying of it?
Oh, yeah, that's a definite
That's
foul.
a foul.
So that means it's no goal then?
When was that foul committed?
And in answer to my question earlier, there is VAR because they're looking at
that means they might disallow the goal then.
Yeah, well, you see this thing? Do you see it's benefiting
he body
now?
checked him.
But depending on when the foul was committed, if it was way too long before...
I reckon that's a body check, man. That's a clear foul.
It's no goal. That means
I reckon they're going to rule that out.
Yeah, no. He's going to go like that. I knew it.
Yeah. No goal.
Wow.
No, review goal. No, this...
What, is he giving the goal or he's not?
He's giving the goal, yeah.
Hold on. It's hard to know what is happening.
It said review goal.
Normally when they get called to look over it, it normally means that they're going to...
Depending,
what is happening?
He's going to go back and look at it again.
I just received a text from one of my friends. His name is Dalil. He's part of Parisian London crew as well. Big up to him. He said you can only this kind of foul in MMA, which is true. I think that's a definite foul.
Well done, referee. Well done, referee. At least he got the right decision. They give
it.
No, it's no goal.
No goal. Disallowed.
No, but it still says 2-1.
Yeah, but
it says no goal.
I think
it says no goal.
No goal. Yeah. But why was
No, but you know what? I agree with that. That was clear foul, and it was a body check that led to them.
But they went back. Simeone was clapping, so
he's clapping sarcastically.
Exactly, which he should get a yellow card for. You should get a yellow card for that.
Oh yeah, see 2-0.
Yeah, he should get.
It's a bit harsh.
No, but why you? Why
He's
don't
upset with the decision.
Yeah, you're upset.
Left.
But don't clap sarcastically. That's wrong.
Oh, come on, man.
Do you think that was a bit harsh, or do you think?
No, I think it's.
I don't think that was deep. Again, I haven't seen when the foul was committed. If it was like
no, but it was in the build-up to the goal.
So then it's not harsh then?
There's always a debate around this because
do you think it was a foul?
It was a foul.
I think it's a foul.
So then the decision is right then?
Yeah. By the letter of the law.
By the letter of the law.
Yeah.
So it's slightly fortunate, but looking at that again...
PSG deserve it. They deserve it, to be fair.
But yeah, I'd love to see you in a protest
I don't
or something like that.
Oh, look.
3-0.
You're giving it away? He was a bit slow.
That's the thing, Stuart. With me, like I said, if you're supporting
if
a
they're
team,
messing up with your season ticket, for example,
no.
if they're changing the stadium to they put it, I don't know, in South London instead of North London. Well, you were originally in South London anyway, but
we used to be, and we're proud.
That's a foul.
We're proud of that, but now we rule North London. But
surely at one point you will be like, you guys are taking the piss.
What is that, a green
with
card?
my fandom or my passion, you abusing my passion, you know.
That's
why is that card
that
green?
Must be yellow. It doesn't look like a green card, you know. It doesn't look a green card. Other cards are better.
Is that my mind? Is that optics?
No, it didn't look green. He did look green. He did look green.
Yeah.
He did look green. You're right.
It is a yellow card, isn't it, for Marquinhos?
Yeah, Stuart. No,
you
you're
know
right.
what I mean.
But like I said, that's me. And one thing I say is that when you support the team, nobody can tell you how you support. You support the team how you feel.
Right. Another couple of super chats.
Then it doesn't matter.
Billo says, Ty, name one mistake Arteta made in the last 5 seasons.
None. Goodbye. Thank you. Listen.
Another one.
Tell me who your team is. All right.
Steve-O,
no answer to question.
Stephen O says, Ty is the kind of guy that will catch his wife cheating and then tell the others not to blame her.
Yeah,
Have standards, Ty.
Well, I'm sorry.
You're not married anyway. So.
How do you know that?
Because I know you're not married.
How do you know
wedding
that?
ring?
How do you know that?
Where's your
How do you
wife?
know I'm not married?
Yeah.
How do you know I'm not
Because
married? You don't know that, Laurie. You don't know that.
that.
You don't know that. Can you prove it?
Yes.
Go on, prove it then.
You prove that you have a wife.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm married.
What are you trying to tell us?
I'm married.
I'm
To
married.
who?
I'm married. Why should I say who? I don't have to say who.
But anyway,
data privacy. Come on.
No, but that to me, that's nonsense because you can't put wives and football clubs as the same thing.
What a defender.
Because the thing is, if you're married,
the real Toure submitted a super chat. It says, Ty is not an alpha male. Too much mouth.
No, I am an alpha male. You're not. Yeah. Listen, if you can't speak, I can. You know what I mean? Because I've got mouth, so I don't have to fight. There's people.
Do you have more super chats or not? I'd like to have your opinion, Ty, on something because that's connected to the passion and the protest thing.
Yeah.
At the minute, there's a huge debate amongst the PSG fans because the owners are looking at leaving our stadium to go build a Disneyland stadium on the outskirts of Paris.
Yeah.
In the suburbs.
Yeah.
To have a brand new stadium with bigger capacity and also all sorts of shops and hotels.
Okay.
Around like a pure touristic complex.
Yeah.
They want to improve the fan experience. Yeah. That's what they say.
Yeah.
We are to leave our home ground.
In other words, they want to make more money.
Yeah.
And for us, it's part of our DNA.
Yeah,
you left Highbury,
I know.
which is actually at the same tube station as the Emirates, because Highbury and the Emirates is pretty much around the corner, isn't it?
Yeah, no, there's two. There's
okay. If you owners were to relocate Arsenal Football Club to Guildford, listen, because that's literally the distance between where you are right now and Guildford.
Yeah.
Would you protest and would you be against this?
I'd be against this, but like I said, I'll be against this, but you won't see me physically protesting. So I would be.
But you will protest with.
Yeah, I would say it's wrong. It might be in a question or something, but you won't see.
So what's the difference then?
The difference is I don't have to shout about how the owners are doing well. I don't have time for that. When I support the team,
you can do a silent protest.
Yeah, when I support the team, like that's.
Would you be okay with this and attend the Arsenal games in Guildford?
No, of course not. But what I'm saying is, if I'm asked for my opinion, I'll say I don't agree. But I wouldn't have to keep on saying, "Oh, I don't." You know what I mean? I'm not really a more. That's what I mean. You know what I mean?
But that does not necessarily mean that you in favour.
No, I wouldn't like. No, of course not.
Of course
not. But one thing, what I would say is, I'm not always in.
So how would you manifest your disagreement with that kind of decision from the owners or from the club?
Well, if I'm asked, I'll say it's wrong.
If they are relocating to somewhere else,
I'd say it's wrong. If I'm asked, because I probably would be, they would say, "Do you think it's right?" I say, "No, it's wrong." But I think with me, the way I am is that I might not agree with everything the club does. But if I'm the supporter, I have to go along with it. So I might not agree with everything Mikel does. But if I back him, I have to back what he does.
Down the line, we'll see you in Guildford supporting Arsenal anyway.
So
that's
what you're saying
well,
then is anything he does, you back.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying if I back the man.
So first reaction is that's a wrong decision. And down the line, that's fine. It's my football club. I will follow that football club wherever they go.
Absolutely. I wouldn't like it, but if it came down to it, I'd still be there for the club. That's what I mean. That's all.
Interesting.
Exactly.
I have a different approach myself.
Yeah, that's fine. But that's what I'm like in a nutshell.
That's what I call blinded loyalty.
No, it's not blinded loyalty. It's what it is that it's back in your club no matter what.
Unconditional, yeah.
But no matter what, it's crazy to say, man.
It's not. No, it's not.
No matter what,
it's not crazy to say. It's not crazy to say because it's your club, isn't it?
It's kind of crazy.
It's your club, yes, but
it's kind of crazy.
It's not crazy to me.
No matter
crazy
what.
Ariel Smith, Britney Spears, Britney, yeah.
It's kind of crazy to me.
not
I
crazy
wouldn't
to me.
do that, man.
Yeah, but
I'd like to think that I've got my own mind. So if
I've got my own mind as well.
no, but you just said anything the club do, you back it. That's not having your
I'm
own
not
mind,
saying-
is it?
I'm not saying I'll back it. I'm saying
You just said that.
No, I didn't say that.
Just
I
said it.
I will be there for the club no matter what. I'm not saying I'll back everything the club does, but I'm saying I'll
Finish
finish
it. Oh,
it.
is it?
3-0.
Oh, why didn't he shoot?
He should have shot. Yeah, he should have shot. He should have shot.
Come
Oh
on,
my
man.
God,
That reminds me of what Arsenal
Poor
do there.
decision making now.
That was reminiscent of what we did last season when we were in shooting positions.
I remember that.
Oh,
I tell you what,
that's a
PSG,
great- that's a
man,
great
you
pass,
need to
that's a
put
great
this game
pass.
to bed, man.
I know, but we're not.
Atletico are in now.
They are content.
Oh,
no,
looking for a penalty.
Good defending.
Looking for a penalty.
Who was that? Nuno Mendes.
That was exceptional defending. He just stood strong there.
You okay?
What a player.
But you know what? If I have one criticism of PSG is that you're dilly-dallying, man. You're showboating. You've had enough chances to put this game to bed.
But
You should be 3 or 4-0 up.
we
You're
usually
gonna,
do
You know what
that,
you're going
and
to do?
towards the
You're
end of
going
the
to
game
mess
we regret,
around.
yeah.
You're going to F around.
Yeah,
I don't
get
think so.
found
And
out.
then,
I don't.
FAFO. If you're not careful, that's what will happen.
I don't see.
You already got a warning a few minutes ago.
I don't see that.
You got a warning a few minutes ago.
I don't see PSG not winning this game. I don't see
Yeah, I hear you, but
I don't see that.
that
because-
opportunity there,
Yeah,
why is he
agreed.
passing?
Agreed.
Shoot.
No, but you know, listen. Things
But
like-
yeah, I've got to disagree with you, Ty,
No,
man.
no,
I mean,
no. But Laurie, you're getting me wrong. I never said. I said
you said you back them in anything
no. I
they
didn't.
do.
I said I'll be there for the club no matter what. I'm not saying.
How do you define the club? The badge, the institution, or the club along with the owners, the players, the gaffers, and the staff, etc., etc. So my point is the individuals. Me, I'm distinguishing between the club as an institution, the badge, and the individuals that are serving the institution and the badge itself.
Yeah.
And the club, for me, should always be the fans rather than the owners that come and go, the gaffers that come and go, the players that come and go.
No, this
it
is
should
true.
always be the fans, okay?
Absolutely.
First.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So my point is, you cannot back up at all costs because it's the club. Listen, let me finish. Not all the decisions, I'm not saying you're backing all the decisions of the club, but go along no matter what. Towards the end anyway, it will be the club, so you will comply with this.
Yeah.
You will say, that's fine. It's
No,
my
I wouldn't
club.
say it's fine.
They are my players. This is my gaffer. This is those are my owners. Even if I disagree with them, I'll back them up and I will comply with it anyway. I mean, whereas even if you know that what they're doing is wrong for the badge and for the institution and for the fans,
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is
you should distinguish between those two. You know what I mean? The individual serving the institution and the badge.
You can
the fans.
You can and I do. You can and I do. But like I said, that is me. That's what I'm saying. I'll still say it's wrong, but at the same time, it's still wrong. It doesn't mean I will turn my back on the club. I'm not saying anyone should. That's what I'm saying. So I can still say it's wrong, but not turn my back on the club because I'm a supporter. And I'll always be there. I might not like what they do, but I'll always be there no matter what. It doesn't mean I accept it. It doesn't
So
mean...
can you protest in not buying the merchandising anymore, for example? Would you do that? Would you boycott merchandising if you disagree with the decision from the club?
No, that'd be difficult.
Because it's not protesting and going in the streets and stuff. But would you say, okay, I disagree with, I don't know, they disrespected our
That ground
colours.
looks full to me, by the way.
Yeah, that is
Why
packed.
they do the
Mexican way.
Oh,
No, imagine if they're changing your home kit or away kit or whatever, and they're like launching something that is disgraceful for the Arsenal colours and everything. Would you boycott the merchandising, for example? Do you show that you disagree with that kind of decision?
If I could get it for free, I would. If I could get it for free, I would. But having said
Do you
that,
know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. But then I don't even buy kits that much because they're so expensive.
So another water break, by the
You know
way.
what I mean?
That's very true.
I don't buy that.
Yeah.
I only bought, and the funny thing is, I only bought one kit because it's home kit. Sometimes I don't even buy the away kit because they're too expensive. I saw a women's thing when we won the Champions League. They had a 25 for champions, and it was about £80-400. I thought, what? That's too expensive. That's what I mean. I still buy merchandise, but it's not as much. It's not as much.
But you can potentially show your disagreement by saying, okay, I'm not going in the streets and smashing everything up, but I'm going to stop buying
you
stuff from the club or something like this.
You can, and that's what people do, but that's not me because listen, I always want to have at least something, but it won't be as much, you know.
I guess that's a different way to support, Laurie. You know, like it's a I rate you because it's
Thank you, I rate you as well.
I rate you because this is not so many fans that are like this, you know, like as you said, some people can call it blind loyalty
don't
or
call me
or
delusional,
whatever,
Laurie,
but
please don't call me that, please.
No,
but you love that woman so much. They can she can cheat on you. You will always love her.
No, but
you know, I see this like in relate when you know what I mean.
But
I don't care. I will always be loyal.
No,
I have a family with this woman. So I will always love her. You can have as many men as you want. That's fine. I'll be happy with this. I'm loyal. You know what I mean? Like,
but that's just it. You have to differentiate a football
differentiate.
Club. Differentiate. Thank you, from your woman, because there's no way I can accept that from a woman. But from my football club, I have to accept it, isn't it? That's the thing. That's the difference. You know what I mean? That's the difference.
That's interesting.
You know what I mean? I have to accept it.
What's this guy like Lee?
Lee is rubbish.
Really?
That's the only rubbish.
But that's a bit unfair.
I'm sorry.
Why are you saying he's rubbish?
Discuss is rubbish. He's been poor. He's been under delivering.
How many games has he played?
Well, he played quite a lot when he joined.
Yeah.
He's missing a little
Where
bit
did he come from?
Of time, but to prove himself. But every time.
What club did he come from?
I don't remember. I don't remember.
How long has he been there for?
A year and a half.
Okay. So do you think he's had enough time to fit in?
He did. Look at what Kvaratskhelia has done in the space of 6 months.
Yeah. But then what I would say, Stu, is that's why the top players are the top players, isn't it? Because they're on a different level. They'll fit in anyway. Whereas other players, it might take them a while to fit in.
Agreed.
That's all I would say.
He came from Mallorca.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, he is a South Korean international. He actually looks a bit like Hugh Mong-Son.
I knew he was going to say
that. No, he's decent.
I knew he was going to say that. I knew he was going to say that.
No, but he does. Does that not bear a facial resemblance to Son?
He does, yeah. He does.
Okay,
they
does that not bear a facial resemblance? Tell the truth.
Yeah, a bit.
Right, okay.
But
they don't like each other. Apparently, they got involved into a fight.
Was it them too?
Yeah.
Why? What's the problem?
I don't know, with the national team.
Yeah, I remember hearing it. Oh!
He's lucky.
Oh,
really? I remember hearing about that.
Yeah.
That's
it was him.
And then
that's disappointing to hear.
Released official apology towards each other to make the nation.
When you think that was just
drama,
a token apology,
tabloid or something. Yeah. Whatever. But
right, a couple of super chats here.
That's interesting.
Kelly Paraji says, if that was Arsenal, Ty would say VAR was against us. That's the VAR.
No, I wouldn't. When I've seen what happened, no, I wouldn't.
So Michael Oliver, he's having another pop at you. He says Ty wouldn't even protest when his love Wenger lost the plot. He's a sheep following the owners.
But listen.
And one more.
Sorry.
No, go back to it.
Okay.
Steve says, Uncle Laurie, we need VAR with Ty as well. Right, so you're going to respond to Sir Michael Oliver.
Listen, Michael Oliver. Mind how you speak to me, all right? Because I love the club. Don't say love Wenger. I love the club. And I know the club better than
you do love Wenger, right?
No, Laurie, don't say that.
No, I mean, you love him as a manager.
No. I loved him as a manager.
Yeah,
I love Mikel as well. I love Rene as a manager. I love Jonas as a manager. So don't try to say...
Did you love Bruce Rioch as a manager?
Yeah. Because he got us 5th place, and he bought Dennis Bergkamp and David Platt that got us into Europe. So don't try to say that I only loved Arsenal. I love.
You did say you only love. You just said you love Wenger.
But he's trying to say that I loved him only. I love the club. Okay, I love the club. Okay, I love the club. So don't try to say I love the club. I'll give you an example. I was at a youth game once, and some young boy came to me. Oh, you love Wenger. I said, so what am I doing there? He was quiet. Exactly. So don't try it. Because if I only loved Arsenal, I wouldn't go and watch our women. I wouldn't go and watch our youth team. So don't try to say, I love the club. I loved Arsenal as a manager.
But to be fair, he didn't say that. He said you love Wenger.
No, but he's trying to imply that. Why do you say Mikel then? Don't try it. Don't be silly. Don't be disrespectful.
No, but maybe he means you have a special love for Wenger.
No. But Laurie, listen, you're clever, man. You know exactly what he's saying now.
Yeah, what I'm taking from that is he's saying you have a special love.
I have a special love for
the club.
Oh,
this is dangerous. Oh, the first touch was poor.
Yeah, it was.
He still managed to get back to it.
It's okay. It's okay. No penalty. Well done. That was clean.
Yeah, it was good.
Good defending.
I've got special love for the club.
His first touch was pretty poor, actually.
He's our greatest manager. I've got special love for the club. So don't try and start insinuating nonsense. Don't try it.
Thomas has sent in a super chat. He says, Ty, I was walking down London and I found your Nigerian passport. Do you want it back?
Well, it's funny because I don't have a Nigerian passport, so I don't know how you find that. I've got two.
Another one,
All
Cape
right,
Race.
happy?
Ty,
I've got one, I got two.
these are good
Funny.
points. Big up to Laurie and PSG. Protesting
Thank
against
you.
the club's actions is also backing the club.
Yeah, fair enough, if that's what you want
It
to
is
do.
the badge. No person is above it.
Above
the
it.
badge.
The
I
badge,
think you said.
yeah.
No,
above
absolutely,
it, yeah.
absolutely. You're right. But like I said, if you want to protest, that's up to you. I'm just saying what I would do. And
No, there
also,
are different ways to protest.
exactly.
There
And,
is.
and also what I would
But
say.
I also gonna reiterate the point I made earlier. Part
Go on.
of being a good fan, in my opinion, is to hold your club to
Could
account.
be-
but
it could be
depends what fan
constructive.
you are.
Yeah.
I only care about being a good fan for me. It doesn't matter what anyone else thinks because you're not in my shoes. It's like Stuart now. I can't tell Stuart how to support. That's what I'm saying. You support however you feel, and nobody apart from the creator can tell you who to support. That's what I'm saying. So when you
The
support
creator's
the team,
not interested in
You
what
are a
team
dream.
support.
You are a dream fan for the owner. For the owner of a club, you
Well,
are
I
a
wouldn't-
dream fan.
You know that.
you're
Because
kind, so I wouldn't say
whatever
that.
the f they can do with the club,
No,
you will make your voice heard saying, "Okay,
Can
I
I
disagree with that."
enlighten you
But
somewhat?
down the
Ty?
line, they know they can always count on you
I'm
because
pretty
you
sure
will
the
always be here,
creator's got far too
Possibly.
many
and you will
important
never
things to
drop
worry
the.
about.
Possibly.
Yeah, that's
Don't you
crazy.
think?
Yeah, it's not crazy. It's me.
The
That's what I'm
creator
saying.
has
But
far
I
too
support-
many important things to worry
but I
about than
support-
what club you support.
Fair enough, but I support the team how I do, and I'm not worried about what anybody else does. If they
Whoa! What's a
be.
mistake?
want-
What's
happened there?
happened?
Oh, what's he given?
Oh my God!
Oh, what's
So
he
the
given?
keeper released the ball in his feet.
That means it's a free kick in the area. It's an indirect free kick. Yeah.
Oh, it's
Red. No, yellow.
It's yellow.
It's green.
It just looks green.
Yeah, that's what.
Green card.
What happened?
Look. No. This is nothing here. Boom. That's the one. Right now.
Was there any interference there?
No,
So,
nothing.
Oh,
I told you.
red.
I told you.
who's been sent off? Oh, it's Longley. Yeah, Longley's been sent off. Yeah, Longley's been sent off. Second yellow. Yeah.
Idiot. Why did he do that?
What, he argued with the ref then?
Yeah, sounds like dissent. Probably said something out of turn. This is not a good look for Atletico. 13 minutes ago, one of
2-0
their
down.
Well, that's officially
A red.
down, a red
Free
card.
kick. Game over.
Oh,
Yeah.
game's over,
It's
man.
called it a night. I mean,
It is,
an
yeah.
afternoon.
It is over. But like I said, Laurie and Stuart, going back to the point.
Yeah.
Like I said, whatever anybody does is nothing to do with me. I support how I feel. Nobody can tell me how to support the team. And when I'm going to watch the team, nobody can tell me. If I'm not going, that's different. But if I'm going there and watching the team every week, you cannot tell me how to support. Because I can't. That's what I'm saying. So that's me.
Agreed.
You know what I mean? That's all I would say. Everyone is different. But that's just me.
I mean, no one can question your legitimacy.
No one can question your notes as well.
Yeah.
You can disagree with it. It's fine. You can
mean,
always disagree with it, but you can't tell. But
yeah.
I would never ever tell anyone how to support. If you're
Yeah.
going there and you're paying your money to watch your team,
Yeah.
then you're very entitled to say what you think. You know what I mean?
Agreed.
That's all I would say. And that's just me.
I'll rate that.
Thank you.
The other super chat here from
What's happening?
Mr.
Look.
Oh, no, what's happening now? It's
I
all
think
going
he
off now.
insulted. What
Hold on, he's in Longley. What's Longley doing there?
what
Isn't
did
he
he
off?
say?
Hold on,
did
he's
he
in
say? What
Longley
did he
off. Why
say?
has he come back on?
No.
No,
I
what
think
do you mean
it's
come back
it's
on?
the
That's-
replay, mate.
Oh, the replay of. Oh, yeah. I was going to say.
Back on.
We have two long lay on the pitch.
Have you been drinking alcohol?
No, obviously, other drinks are available.
Water break.
Go on, Laurie. What was you going to say? Super chat.
The super chat here from Mr. Chabamba. He says, Havertz and Jesus 100 million remaining salary. Is
Yeah.
it okay, Ty?
He's okay, what? He's
Havertz and
he's okay.
Jesus 100 million
Yeah.
pounds remaining salary.
Is it? How do you know that?
Is it okay?
But where's the proof of their salary? Exactly. So don't try that. Give me the facts. Don't try
Laurie,
that.
even you reading that comment, you did not really understand.
No,
Exactly.
it's-
That's what I'm saying. These people, what are you talking about? You got to explain what you're saying.
Maybe he can send in another super chat.
Exactly. When he can explain. Exactly.
So Michael Oliver says, Uncle Laurie puts Ty in his seat and place. Big up.
Is that
Which I
right?
did.
Is that
No,
right?
but
But
I
he
did,
but
though.
he didn't know.
I
He didn't
did.
know. Well,
Stuart was here. I
You
said,
told me to
yes,
sit
sit
here.
there.
That's it. Yeah, that's it.
And you sat there.
That's all he. That's
So I
all he
put you
could.
in your place.
That's all he could do. Yeah.
And that is facts.
Look at Michael Oliver. See, you haven't got nothing to say anymore, have you?
Facts.
I thought you were trying to dig me. See,
Facts.
because you can't have a dig at me. The
No, but I
fact-
put you in your place.
Oh my God.
you.
Yeah, I did.
All right.
Okay,
Now it's game over.
I'll give you that then.
Counter attack 5 against 3.
He's got a score now. 3-0.
got-
Boom. No,
No,
that was
wrong
poor
option.
first
Wrong
touch.
option. Wrong option.
That was a poor first touch.
You should have shot again.
Yeah,
taking
or try the right hand side.
taking an extra touch. He should have shot. Didn't trust his left foot.
Okay, come on, Marquis. Ooh.
You see that now? The super chats are saying about you. You see, because they're done with trying to attack me, because you know you can't attack me.
No, but
You can't attack me. So you're trying to get Laurie.
no, they're not trying
Try
to
get me.
They're saying,
no one's coming
in
for
your
you,
place,
Stuart.
which I did.
Well, sometimes,
you put-
sometimes
I
they
would
come
Put
for me.
you in your place.
If you was to put me in my place, you did. I don't mind that because I know you.
Oh,
but
look,
nobody else
Longley is
would.
here again.
What's that? Yes, very good, Stuart. Very good. Very good.
He
Very
came
good.
back on the pitch.
Well, I made a mistake like the referees and the PGMO and Lee Mason. How about that?
What about him?
What about him? What about him? How could he make that mistake?
Nino Brown sends in a super chat. Says, "Behave yourself, Ty. I will
behave yourself.
Destroy you in football terms."
You would never destroy me in football terms, ever. You couldn't. And who do you support?
How
You
do
could
you know
never.
him?
No, because I know you couldn't. You could
him?
never destroy. I don't care. I don't have to know him. You could never destroy. And nobody can destroy. Oh
my God.
That's the end of the game. That should be 2-1.
did
How's
he
he
miss
missed
that?
that? Do you know how he's missed?
did he miss that?
I think I know he's missed that. He doesn't expect the ball to come to him. Because if he did, he would score. He doesn't expect the ball. He doesn't expect the ball to come to him. That's why.
What I would say about that is
Look. He thinks, because I think he thinks
does
the defender's
expect
gonna
the ball
defend.
to
No,
come
he
to him.
doesn't.
Is he right-footed or what the?
That
I
is
think-
one of the worst misses
No,
I've
no,
ever.
because I think he thinks the defender's going to get it. So he doesn't. He's not really. He's not really banking on it.
Yeah.
The defender missing it. Because
That
how
is
do you miss
one
that?
of the
Well, that was
worst
poor
misses
defending
I've
from us
seen
as well, to be
this
fair.
season.
Well, that's the last.
Or
that,
any season.
That to me, that's the last thing. Yeah, but
Did
listen,
you see the way
it's the Club World Cup.
Simeone reacted?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the Club World Cup though, isn't it? So you know what I mean. If that was in the season, you could say, but you know, it's the Club World Cup. You know what I mean? So I don't know. You can take things literally. Remember, PSG don't even have Barcola and Dembele.
No, but that's fine because we want to play the. I mean, look, we
So
have
is
Desiree
Dembele
Doué.
injured?
No, he's
You
not.
just didn't.
No, it's
No,
the
Barcola either. I mean, do you know what? I think they travelled, but they're not even on the match list.
Yeah.
for today.
The match,
Yeah,
the
for
match
today.
they
Team sheet.
scored.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. So you could have even done more. That's what I mean. But you've got to protect your players, don't you? That's what, no, like I said, who is it? Nick, what's his name? Something Brown.
Nino Brown.
Nino Brown. You could never ever. Nino Brown. You remember the tune by All Saints? Never ever. You could never ever. I will destroy you in football terms. Nobody could destroy me in football terms. All right. So Nino Brown, I'm calling you out.
Nobody.
You could never. I mean nobody. Nobody could ever destroy me in football terms.
That's
and
quite
you
a big
couldn't.
statement to
Well,
make,
it's the
isn't it?
truth, isn't it? I don't want to be arrogant, but when you don't.
Sounds pretty arrogant to me.
Well, then don't say it then, because he said he could destroy me.
No, but you said nobody could destroy you.
Because
in
Nino
football.
Brown
What
is
does
saying
that mean?
he could destroy. What it means that nobody can beat me in football terms ever, in an argument.
Ty, have you ever attended this thing overlap when they have?
I was on it. I was on it. I was
Yeah?
other programs available. Yeah.
I'll
And
watch it.
And I
That
was
should
arguing.
be
I was
good. That
arguing.
should
With,
be entertaining. This one.
I was arguing with Jamie Carragher.
Is it?
Yeah, because he's trying to say Manchester United are a much bigger club than you. I said that, but we went unbeaten.
Oh, look,
We
he's
won.
in.
Close.
Oh,
Oh,
oh.
my God, I was defending this as well.
Yeah, I argued with him because he was saying, "No, Manchester United are much bigger." I said that we went unbeaten. Yeah, and Gary Neville was just looking. I told I argued with Jamie Carragher. He was cool, but I said no, because the thing is, like you said, when I was there, I backed my team. I don't mess about. I go and back my team. He said, Manchester United are much bigger. I said, no, then. I said,
Another super chat here from Cashley Cole. He says, Laurie, your thoughts on Emma Hayes as a manager? Are you sure you want to direct that at me or to Ty? My thoughts on her, she's obviously a very good manager.
Cashley, and she's also very evil for what she said. Cashley,
What
don't
did she
try
say
it.
that was
She's-
so evil?
Well,
You're talking about when she pushed
yes,
the
Jonas,
former-
and blamed it on male aggression, which is ridiculous. It's terrible, and it's an evil thing to say and do.
Evil? That's
Yes,
a bit
he's
strong,
not easy.
eh?
Not he's evil. Because why?
That's a very
No,
big statement.
absolutely.
to make.
It's
Yeah.
no, it's evil because with male aggression, the real victims bear the scar. So you cannot trivialize male aggression. So once again, I say I'm not saying she's evil. What
I
she
saw the
said
incident,
and
and she was
did,
definitely in
what
in
she
the
said
wrong.
and did was evil. I'm not saying she's evil, but her actions were evil, and I stand by it.
I think that's a bit strong.
No, it's the truth. It's the truth. Because if Jonas had pushed her, he would have been out of football. And he would have been charged with
I'm
assault.
not sure he would have been out of football.
No, he
but
would have been.
It would have been a bad look for him.
No, he would have been cancelled. You know he would have been. Laurie, could you see him managing again? Stuart, I'll go to you. If a male manager shoved a female manager, would he have a future in the game anymore?
I don't think so. No.
Thank you, Stuart. That says it all. That's what I'm saying. If he had pushed her, he would never be in football again. So, like I said, I reiterate I'm not saying she's evil, but what she did and what she said is evil. Maybe not what she did, but what she said
It's
afterwards
definitely
was
wrong.
evil.
I think evil is a bit of a stretch.
Because it's what she said. Like I said,
It's a bit of a stretch.
No,
But
it's
anyway,
not.
another
A bit of
super
stretch.
chat. It
It's the
says, Nina
truth.
Brown says, I will meet you on the 263.
Go on.
Yeah,
You
well,
delusional
don't
such
call
and
me,
such.
listen, don't call me delusional.
Do him.
Don't call me delusional because you
Boom,
can't.
boom,
And like
boom,
I
boom.
said, meet me on the 263.
Why
bus.
does that word just seem to trigger you so much?
It doesn't trigger me. It doesn't trigger me at all. It's
Yeah,
just
but you seem to get upset.
no.
with people.
No. What it is that I'm not upset. I'm just saying that when you don't know me, you cannot
What a
judge
pass.
me.
Finish
Oh!
it. No! What was that? Oh my God.
You know what it is, Stuart? I think you know
That's
what it
called
is.
playing with your food. Yeah, what a goal.
Offside.
I was offside. That was a good finish. But PSG have been
No,
guilty
it's
of
not.
over-elaborating.
Let's go. Let's go.
It's a goal.
Oh, it is a goal.
It's a goal. It was not offside.
No, it's not offside. Yeah. I was just gonna say they were trying to make you right with your thing. With
Mayulu?
With your
Mayulu.
with your.
He's the kid from the academy, this guy.
Oh,
he
is it?
scored, he scored the 5th against Inter Milan in the final.
Oh right, yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh look at why are they showing Soloff for?
Because he missed that chance.
Yeah, but anything can happen. I
He
don't
does
like
not
when
have
they
his
do
driving
that.
license, this one.
Really?
No, for real. I think he's
Wow.
17 or 18 max.
Where's he from?
From the region. From Paris region.
Oh, right.
He's
Is
a
it?
kid from the
Yeah, he's
academy.
onside.
What a pass.
Yeah, he's onside.
No offside.
He's
Well,
done
that's a
well.
huge
Why
mistake.
do, Stuart, a question for you, yeah? You might be able to best qualified to answer this.
No, it's definitely not offside.
Why
look
do
at them, what
France-
they're doing here? Look
'Cause
at
I-
that defending. Come back. What
Great
what a
finish.
Bim.
A couple of questions, and I've got a couple of super chats, and I've got a question for Stuart.
Stuart, yeah.
Nina Brown, I read this
Yeah.
one already, but I'll read it again.
Yeah.
'Cause,
He said meet me on the 663.
Yes.
Okay, all right then, Nino, bro.
And
I'll still
Cashby
destroy
says,
you.
Deeney already destroyed Tide, put him in an air fryer.
No, you see what I mean? Now, what? You see what I mean? Now, we're not supposed to talk about that, but you're wrong because he couldn't. He could never destroy me. He could never destroy me.
Okay, we'll leave that
I destroyed
there.
him exactly.
Okay.
I destroyed him.
And Nina
So don't
Brown
try it.
says, Ty, yes, delusional triggers you.
No, it doesn't trigger me.
well
No,
as I
no,
was
it
on the
doesn't- no,
263.
it doesn't trigger me. So don't call me delusional. What it is that you do not have a judgment on me. No, it's true. That's what I mean. So you cannot judge me.
Okay.
And also, judge me when you do more than me in football terms. You go to more games than me, then you have a right. If you don't, you cannot have a judgment on me.
So what?
Simple.
I need to go
I'm
to
not
as
saying
many
no,
games as you
I'm
in
not
order
saying,
to
no,
disagree
I'm not saying
with you?
no. I'm saying you need to do more than you. Not only need to go to more games than me, you need to do more than me. Now I'm not going to say what I do,
Right,
but you need to do more than me. Then you can have a judgment. Like I said, that's what
Okay,
I
I think you made that clear. Right. Okay.
creator and my
moving on to
parents are the only
Stuart.
ones that
Moving on
can
to
really do
Stuart. There's a quite serious question I want to ask him.
Right.
And I think Stuart's the best place to answer this. So I have
Yeah.
long thought, I'm not just saying this now, I've
Yeah.
long thought this, that pound for pound, France produce
The best players in the
best
world.
players, if
Some
not
of the
in
best.
Europe. If not in the world, definitely in Europe.
Along with Brazil.
Yeah.
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 We can
But definitely in
we can,
Europe. But definitely in Europe.
We can
So-
even argue that the Paris region is producing more professional players than Brazil, which is the
Really?
case. Yeah, that's a
But
fact.
definitely in
Yeah.
Europe.
Wow.
France, to me,
incredible.
they produce. You look at some of the players that they produce across.
We do have a lot
The
of talent,
football
especially in the
ecosystem.
Paris region. But yes,
Why
in
is
general, in
that? Why
France.
do you think that is? Why, your
Yeah.
opinion as to why that
I
is?
don't really know how to explain this. I believe we start playing football at a very young age in France. Wherever you are, you can be in a very popular
No, but we
area
played the game
in,
really young here too.
No, but listen, the football we play is not the same that you guys are playing. You invented the sport. The way you play is very physical, long passes. No, listen,
Some of the
listen.
teams,
No,
some of
let's
them,
be
some- not
honest.
all of them, not all of
Long
them.
passes, physical, not very technical.
Not all of
You're
them, not all
more
of them.
focused on the
No, I disagree with
formation.
that. I'll tell you what.
Oh,
I think that was
Where-
the case.
whereas
Can,
we
can I
get-
just
we-
respond to that very quickly?
Yeah, go on.
Because this is an important point.
It's
So
a different type of football.
what you said there is very true of years gone by. However, and I know this for a fact because I have one of my good friends, or sorry, he's not my good friend, it's my cousin, close cousin, Scully. Big up Scully.
oh, big up Sean. Yeah, big up Sean.
He's
yeah.
a qualified
Coach Sean.
coach.
Bad man, wicked coach.
And he
wicked
told me, right, I've had many conversations, and he said that over the years it's changed now because he's a former professional footballer
That's
himself.
That's
And he
right.
said that the emphasis now has changed a lot on skills, being two-footed. They're moving away from what they used. That
But
what
nothing
you
to
said.
compare with what we have in France.
Right, okay.
It's
But
very
I
recent.
thought I just want to make that point.
So are you referring to the likes of, listen, if Michael Olise decided to play for England, then I would agree with you. Phil Foden or Jack Grealish or even Marcus Rashford, that you could argue were the new style of English players, are nowhere near the players that we have in France from a technical and skill perspective and style of play. You know, I mean,
So it's the coaching, yeah?
I believe so, but also the culture as well. Because
culture.
I'm sorry, but when we are in France, there's this culture around.
Je ne sais quoi.
Oh no!
What?
Embarrassing the person in front of you as well.
Okay.
So when you play in the street and you are on a 1v1, then you know that if you humiliate or you do nutmeg or
you like to style on him,
and the way it looks, you make it look beautiful. Then you know that's part of the thing that we
French
like, you know.
culture, yeah.
Rather than you guys are efficient, like stats, like long crosses and physicality and blah blah blah.
No.
In France, sometimes we don't even care if we don't score. Just the fact that I had 3 nutmegs against you, then in my head I won the game. You know,
Interesting. That's interesting.
it's just a different approach, right? And I believe we also changing our style of play because you cannot be only technical and not efficient. But you mentioned Ryan Cherki that just signed for Man City, that was playing at Lyon. Ryan Cherki, he wanted to join PSG as well. Look at Désiré Doué here. Look at all those players that we have, French players, Ousmane as well. Like the way there's a little je ne sais quoi that we have in France that is very stylish or like enjoy yourself and
express yourself.
Yes, you know what I mean.
Express yourself.
That's what even us.
NWA Madonna.
Yeah, even us at a very amateur level. When you take the French bowlers that are playing in the streets and you make them play in England, they're way better than the players here.
Interesting.
I'm sorry.
That is interesting.
I mean, I'm not talking about 11 versus 11.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I know.
Like when you play with the shin
I
pads
would
and
say
stuff,
though
you know,
that
like,
the emphasis is changing because, like I said, I've got family members who are coaches, and they've told me that nowadays.
it's changing.
Yeah,
it's changing.
Oh, look, he's gone past him for fun there. Should be another goal.
Ooh, what a save!
How did he save that?
That was a great save.
That would have been 4.
Another super chat here from JP870M. He says, Ty goes to games and watches it on his phone.
What? That doesn't make no sense. Why would I do that? If I'm at the
He's
game,
only winding you up, clearly.
well, it's not even funny. It's not even
Nino
funny.
Brown,
Ain't
another
funny.
super chat,
Oh,
says,
Nino
Ty,
Brown.
on behalf of your parents, you are delusional.
No, but you can't listen. Like I said, don't disrespect. You
don't
you
talk about the
don't
parents
exactly.
as
You don't
well.
know my parents, so don't ever talk for my parents. Come on, man. Let's be serious.
Another
man. Don't
super
be
chat here
disrespectful.
from Steve. Says, guys, thank you for the stream.
Thank you.
People are going through a lot in life.
you.
I'm sure you guys lift them up with this stream.
Oh, thank you. Absolutely. And all our hearts and thoughts go to anybody that's suffering in any way.
Actually, you know what? That is a good point you raised, because at the start of the show, I did want to say this. Shout out to, and my commiserations on behalf of all of us, all the people connected with that flight in India, by the way.
Yes, absolutely terrible.
241 people, man.
Yes,
lost their lives,
yeah.
so-
I heard it so.
I did mean to say it earlier, but I forgot. So apologies for that.
May their souls rest in peace.
One survivor, wasn't it? On the whole
Yes,
plane.
apparently, yeah, a man.
And it was en route from India to London. Or
Gatwick.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, really bad. Yeah,
But-
really shame.
And also, even though it wasn't a big tragedy, also with PSG, didn't 2 people die after the PSG celebration or something like that?
Yeah.
God rest their soul.
In Paris,
That
yes.
was shocking as well.
By the way, we're looking at a possible penalty for PSG here.
You know, so may their souls.
It's gone to VAR.
Well,
so
it's probably a penalty.
Big up
May their
for
soul
so
rest
once
in
the
peace.
referee's been invited to look at it, that's a bad sign for Atletico.
That's a handball.
Oh,
That's
this
definitely
definitely.
handball.
Look how high his hands are.
That's a
yeah, it's a
handball.
penalty.
That's a
That
definite
looks like
handball.
It's a penalty.
He'll be lucky to get away with that.
Oh, come on, man.
Because his hand is not in
He
a
knew
natural
what he was
position.
doing. Come on. There's no way this is not a handball.
So it could
You
be-
see, I understand,
could be
Ty.
4-0.
If this is not a pen,
Then
I
what's
would
going on?
smash my screen. Yeah.
You just
And
wonder
this
what's
is why,
going on.
people, I believe in VAR. I do think they do get
Well, they
things
get- but
wrong,
they must
but
stay-
most of the decisions they do get right.
Pen.
Yeah, it's a penalty.
Pen.
Yeah, it's
Pen.
given a penalty.
Pen.
So this could be 4-0.
4-0.
Yeah, well, if they scored a penalty.
Oh, there's a little bit of.
He's explaining.
Come
He
on.
doesn't point to the box.
Do you
He's
know
still
what?
Oh,
talking.
can we hear his voice?
Do you know they're
in the
explaining?
stadium?
Because do you know what he's explaining? Because
He's giving a penalty.
I was lucky enough to go to watch our Nigerian women in the Olympics, and when the referee was talking, you could actually hear her.
Wow.
Yeah, you could hear her when
That's
she was
why.
discussing incidents. You could actually hear
So
her.
you can
we could hear her in the
understand-
stadium. Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
showing
So
the
you can't hear her,
explanation
but you
and-
can hear. Yeah, you can hear. She's
Like they do in
explaining.
rugby.
Yeah, you could actually hear
Yeah.
her. You could hear her on the mic explain. We could hear what's happening. It's definitely a penalty. Yeah, it's definitely a penalty. He hasn't even tried to put his arm. Look at him. He's trying to pretend he's hurt. So this could
He
come
tried to
on,
pretend
man.
like it hit him in the face.
Yeah, so this could be a massive victory for
4-0
PSG.
against Atletico.
Wow.
It's your favourite league.
Oh, it's Lee taking it.
No. Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, looks like it.
Well, I hope he's going to score.
You don't think he'll score, no? He looks confident.
Be hopeful.
Is he normally a penalty taker?
Definitely not by the sounds of it. Stu wouldn't be saying no, would he? Would he if he was free?
I'd go with Vitinha instead.
Here we go.
He needs a goal.
Oh, he scored.
Yeah, he's a good penalty.
Well done,
man.
good penalty.
Yeah.
Very good penalty.
Very good pen.
So 4-0. PSG have like I said.
4-0.
I said
wow.
that. I said that. Wow.
Wow.
That's wow too. Wow. Wow.
Wow.
I said at the beginning.
Keep it clean, guys.
Well, I am. And I always do. We are, and we always do. But what I would say is to you, I said that at the start. You lot are on fire, so you know what I mean. The fact,
but 4-0, it's a massive statement.
it's
man.
no, but the massive statement you made is getting there by winning Champions League, isn't
true.
it? So,
True.
wow, it's good penalty as well.
That's
So
a
they
good
put
pen,
5 past Milan, 5 past...
Four
past
past
Atletico.
Atletico. Even though, to be
And
fair,
to do that to any team managed by Simeone,
Simeone is
that's
brilliant.
good work.
but to be fair,
Because these teams normally don't concede that many
No,
goals.
no, they
very
don't. They don't.
defensive.
But to be fair,
It's over.
Let's go. Oh, right. They're down to
it
10
over?
men.
It's a
aren't
water break.
they?
It's a water break.
Oh, no, it's over. It's over. They're shaking
No, it's
hands.
over. It's over.
Well done, PSG.
Yes, come on. 4-0. We said 2-0. To me, to you.
I said 2. Yeah.
2-2, yeah.
It's 4-0.
But I don't, you know what, I'm going to say this, I don't think 4-0 flatters them, you know.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't at all.
Could have been more than
They
that.
were
Could have been more.
They were
I mean,
worth it,
okay,
even
I know,
though Atletico went down to 10 men.
I know that Madrid missed a couple of chances as well, but
They did, but
overall,
4-0.
So did
I think
PSG.
That's
I don't think that
embarrassing,
scoreline flatters.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't.
PSG.
PSG were well worth it.
They were
worth
well
Agreed. Like we dominated.
well superior,
since the beginning.
dominated right from the
pressure
start.
strategy was the same as the
yeah.
one that we had against Inter Milan, pressing high as usual, recycling the ball.
And that is a performance from a team
possession-wise,
that I
everything.
think is favourites to win.
and
I mean, let's have a look at the stats for this game.
No, that was
16 shots on goal for PSG.
16?
16 compared to 5 for Atletico. 11 shots on target. How many shots on target do you think Atletico had?
3.
2.
1.
Whoa.
Possession 75%. Passes 816
That's
completed
pure-
passes for
pure
PSG
domination.
compared to 275 for Atletico.
That's pure
Pass
domination.
accuracy 94%. Listen, man,
That's too
PSG smoked them. Let's be honest. They smoked them, right?
They did.
That is not an exaggeration.
No, it's not
4-0,
exaggeration.
smoked them. Confirmed, in my opinion, their pre-match
Why,
billing
yeah.
as
Yeah,
the favourites for
yeah,
this
they're
tournament.
yeah, absolutely, yeah.
And yeah, man, they look good.
They
Another
do
super
look
chat here. Thoughts on Tell and Odebear? Spurs could sign Agumi. They've signed Matthias Tell on.
Mathys Tel from
yeah.
where is he from? He's a Belgian guy.
Yeah, he's a Dutch player.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Is he Dutch?
Okay.
Yeah, he's Dutch.
Yeah, they're good.
Mathys Tel.
They're good players. That's what I can say.
Do you think it will make a big difference? What do you think of Thomas Frank taking over?
I don't know. And I don't care. No, I'm only joking. I think
he's a good
fascinating.
manager, man.
He's a good manager, but Thomas Frank said last season that Mboma was not going anywhere, and he's left before him. So that's a bit strange. I think it's a. I said to your brother, big up Laurie, big up Robbie. It's a gamble because he's done a great job at Brentford. And what happens if he fails at Tottenham?
Then they
He's
sack
Talking
him,
about
what they do to
Tottenham,
everybody else.
You as an Arsenal fan, but just try to remain objective. If we want to be called champions of England as well this season, we need to smash Tottenham during the Super Cup.
I hope
Do
you
you
do.
reckon we can?
How can you be champions of England? You'll be beating
Man
a team
City?
that finished 17th.
That's true. That's
You-
true.
No, you'll be beating a team that finished 17th.
Aston Villa, yeah, 17. But
I would argue.
Do you
I
still
would
consider?
argue the
Oh,
reverse.
champions of England. What? Because
Why do you still consider Tottenham part of the Big Six? You guys
No,
call it the
no.
Big Six,
Definitely not.
but why is it still considered of the Big Six?
Well, that's only
That's
Chelsea is part of the Big Six. Man United is
Chelsea,
still part of the
huh?
Big Six.
yes.
Liverpool, Arsenal. So
And
yeah,
Man
we have.
City.
No, definitely not Tottenham.
And Man
They're not.
City as well.
They're terrible.
Well, I don't know if you've been the champions of England, but you've beaten.
So
six
yeah, I
teams.
have to correct you on that. You cannot claim to be champions of England.
If we beat Tottenham,
Mind
No,
you,
you
you
can't
did beat Liverpool.
Yeah, we beat Liverpool.
You beat
we
Liverpool.
beat
And you
Man
beat
City
Arsenal.
and Arsenal.
So you beat
and
first
Aston
and
Villa.
second.
Yeah,
So in a way, I see where you're going, but
yeah.
it's not by virtue of beating Tottenham.
Okay, fair
No.
enough. Fair enough.
And in any event, I expect you to beat
Yeah, of
Tottenham
course.
comfortably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so as well.
Even though at that, when you play them, they will have another manager. But even so,
Yeah.
you're a way
the Brentford
superior.
manager.
Yeah, Thomas Frank. Yeah.
Yeah, Brentford. Yeah.
they
He's
will
a great-
improve
he's a-
under
yeah,
him.
he's a good manager.
He's an
He's a good
upgrade on.
manager.
He's definitely an upgrade.
But
on
will they though?
Postecoglou.
Will they improve?
Well, I think so. I think they will.
They hope they do.
Well, of course.
I think it's a gamble from
I
Thomas
think that's
Frank.
a good appointment, actually.
Well, I don't know. I think it's a gamble.
Well, every manager's a gamble.
And
Yeah,
could-
but the thing is, Tottenham weren't the champions of Europe. Tottenham were the Europa League,
According
and
to
Europe,
our-
the champions of
According
Europe.
to our
are
production team,
the champions of
he's
Europe
saying
are
Tottenham champions
PSG.
of Europe. You'll
No.
never sing that.
Yeah, that's a
the
very good
champions of
point.
Europe.
Thank you.
Are PSG. They
Thank
won
you.
the Champions League,
Yeah.
just like our women won the Champions League.
That's
Tottenham
very
won the
true.
Europa League. You
Because
don't
now
get to
there's
see
the
European
Conference League,
champions.
so if you win Conference League, then you can
Exactly.
call yourself champions of Europe. This is weird.
You're not.
Because back in the days, there was only you can only
No,
sing
I
this when
agree.
you win
You're
the
funny,
Champions
production.
League.
You're funny.
That is
That's
our.
very true. Thank you, Ty. That's
Yeah.
very interesting. Yeah, all
All
right,
right.
all right.
Yeah, we're the biggest club in North London. Production, they're funny.
By
That's true.
far.
It's true. By
Europa
far.
League winner, yes.
Exactly.
Just
So
like
you don't. You know
guys
what I
are the
mean?
biggest club in. There's another club in Paris, right?
There's another one that's been promoted that will play the Liga next year.
What
Yeah,
are they called?
Paris FC.
Oh, right.
Yes, and you can look it online.
Ooh.
The stadium is literally in front of our stadium. There's
No
just
way.
one road
Is that why you want to
that
move?
is separate. No, not because of this. There's
Wow.
one road that is separating our stadium as well.
Oh, okay.
Literally one road. So it's gonna be an interesting one because historically that club was also was the same club as PSG. So then they split,
All right, production. We hear you.
and then they split. So yeah,
So, tell me, what is the population of Paris?
Oh,
I've got no idea, mate. I think it's London is 16 times greater than this. So
production, you're
I think
funny,
it's
man.
what, 8
You're funny.
million?
Congratulate
Oh,
our women.
maybe.
How
Have a
about-
look, have a look.
Congratulate our
Paris
women.
or Greater Paris? Because if you have a look at Greater London and London, how do you call London?
London's about what? How many?
No, 16, 17.
12 million?
Greater London?
Something like that.
Yeah, more than that. Maybe 18
Maybe
million.
more.
Yeah.
So much so that on a different point, they wanted to make London independent from England. Can you imagine? There
Paris
was
is not
rumours.
that big, you know.
No, it's
No,
not
Paris
big.
is
2 million.
I told you.
Yeah, but it's big.
I told you.
I thought that's small, man.
I told you. It is small.
New York is about what, 8?
8, 9.
Yeah.
Yeah,
London, I think, is about 12.
exactly. Exactly. So, you see? Paris FC.
Oh
is
no,
gonna
actually, 9 million. So it's still
play
a lot
London,
bigger.
not Greater London. Yeah, London. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what is the rivalry like between? Is it as bad?
There's
as
no
Marseille?
real rivalry. But no. You we wouldn't call it a rivalry.
Okay.
Nah,
Now
they're
it,
not
it
right.
makes it more interesting because
Interesting,
we
yeah.
were the only capital city in the world with not more than one club in the elite European football and in the same league.
Right.
Milan has AC Milan, Inter Milan.
That's right.
You go Barcelona, at least you have Espanyol Barcelona
that's right,
and
yeah,
FC Barcelona. Madrid, you go Atletico, Real Madrid.
Yeah.
You go everywhere, you see at least two professional football clubs that are good.
London has 7.
Yeah, and the elites, and we were the only ones in Paris. So it's good to have a bit of competition.
Yeah, it is,
I believe it's nice. And it's going to be interesting next season to play against Paris FC. The owners, they are Red Bull,
Oh.
All right.
owners-
Some with energy drinks.
and the owner of Louis Vuitton,
the
Bernard
clothing
Arnault.
company.
Yeah, he has
Lots of
invested in
companies.
this. I believe Klopp is also invested in the strategy.
That's
of the
right. That's
new-
right. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's going to be interesting,
Yeah,
man.
interesting.
Money will be injected as well. So
I'll tell you what was also interesting. This game tonight.
Yes, it was interesting.
Big crowds. A lot of people say.
yeah, I was
no one don't
impressed,
wanna
because I
watch
was
it.
dissing it at the beginning, and then there was a massive Mexican wave after. So
Crowd game.
interesting.
PSG turned up. Smoked
Yep.
Atletico.
They
Good
did,
game. 4-0.
Could have been more.
Could have been
I
more.
think
yeah.
that's a job well done. I think that's
It is a
good for
job
the
well
Club
done.
World Cup. I mean, I know it wasn't overly competitive because PSG smoked them, but even so, a lot of people will sit up and take notice about that result.
Yeah.
And obviously Bayern Munich, 10-1 winners today.
Mm.
So yeah, lots of goals in this tournament so far.
I know.
Yeah,
that's
But
good.
it looks entertaining, to be fair. And by the look of it, Atletico took it the right way in the sense that they came here to
both teams took
to
it
play
serious.
seriously and try to win it as well. So
like I said at the start,
gonna
of the
be
show,
competitive.
There's a lot of money on the line, man.
I think so.
And there's a lot of prestige for you to walk away from this tournament
with being the best club in
best
the world.
club in the world, and you can call yourself that for the next
Best
4
club
years.
in the world. Yes, agreed.
Yeah. Well,
listen, man. Big up to PSG. Once again showing that they're an outstanding team.
Could be an unreal
big them
season,
up.
man.
Well done, well done to PSG. Well done to commiserations to Atletico Madrid.
Yeah, true.
Why are you laughing?
They
What?
said commiserations as if there was a death.
No, but what should I say then?
Well, it looked like it. Like we smashed them.
In football terms, but it's true though. I'm saying, isn't it? We're trying to be equal to both teams, aren't we? Even though obviously Stuart is PSG. You know what I mean? We're trying to be equal to both teams.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Stuart, in closing, do you like what you see so far from PSG?
I love it. I mean, I hope it's gonna remain like this for the other seasons ahead. Now I believe that's the start of what people now show us a little bit more respect. It was well needed. I partly agreed with what people were saying about PSG, that it was only about Hollywood FC and not really focused on football. And since we started refocusing on football and building a proper team, and we saw the result, and now people saw it in the world that we are a very, very good club. We have amazing fans, and the squad that we have is amazing. So I hope it's a young squad. The Premier League hopefully will not snitch, try to recruit our players. You know,
that could happen. That could happen.
Because I know the big Premier League clubs will try to offer big money to some of those players. Desiré Doué, even Vitinha, João Neves.
Barcola.
You know, I hope we're going to do everything to keep them with us in the long run.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it's going to be complicated. But I'm so proud of this.
It's a very young team, man.
Very young team.
Yeah.
Very young age. What is the average age of that team?
23, 24, 23, I think. But yeah, so proud of this football club. So proud of this team. This season has been amazing, and I hope it's gonna stay like this for a long time.
Okay, we're giving the last word to Stuart, as is only right, given that he supports PSG and they just won 4-0.
Can I just say one thing, please?
Yes, if you must.
Which I didn't want to say. Yeah, well, yes,
raise your hands.
Don't worry. It's something connected with PSG. I'll just say, if we was talking of you're saying, did you see FC Marble? Obviously, other games are available. That JJ the legend. Was there
Okocha,
in
legend.
Bangkok, and I watched it, and he played in a PSG shirt, and he nearly beat a pro player. He scored in the last minute, and he was wearing a PSG
Amazing.
shirt. So I thought that's fantastic, and I thought that's
legend, JJ Okocha, legend.
Bit of an omen.
Love him
to see him.
Love him.
And also,
what a player.
Absolutely, and also this is not connected, Stuart. This is connected with you, Laurie. When you and your brother, big up Robbie, always trying to say. Do you know what he said? He said his most treasured moment is winning the Olympics, which you try to always play down. That's what he said, okay? That's what he said, all right?
Yeah, okay, fine.
Okay, any comments on that?
No comment.
Yeah, exactly.
No comment.
Exactly, no comment, that's right.
If that's how he feels, then fine.
No, that's right.
He's a great player.
He was a great player. Feels. And it was a great achievement. One of the best achievements ever.
It was a great achievement.
No, but you know,
back in 1996.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter in 1996. It doesn't matter if it's 1996. It's a great achievement.
It was a great achievement.
Can I remind you of who we beat? Brazil in the Brazil in the semi-final after having a penalty saved, beating them 4-3 with Awanko Kanu's golden goal, then beating Argentina in the final, even though, to be fair, Emmanuel,
well, we're talking about Nigeria and
scored the winner.
I don't know what this got to do
who
with
should be the best African player this season, Hakimi or Mo Salah?
Ooh, that is a difficult
straight answer,
question.
Mo Salah or Hakimi, best African player this season?
I don't know.
That is a great question.
I don't know.
I'd say Hakimi.
I'll probably say
Hakimi.
Yeah, I'll probably say Hakimi because of what PSG have won and what they will go on to win.
Okay,
I'd say Hakimi. And that's not to denigrate Mo Salah.
No.
He's a great player. But anyway, you've got to leave it there. Thank you so much, Ty, for coming in and being your usual oracle self.
You mean my humble Carter? Thank you very much. Thank you for DR Sports for
and also a big
for inviting me and congratulations to
Stuart.
Thank you.
PSG rep. He reps PSG so well. And one thing about Stuart, I've known Stuart for a number of years now. He's PSG through and through to the core.
And also he also managed to.
So he's not one of these men that's just come along recently. What you were talking about with the fashionable shirts and stuff. No, this man's been carrying PSG on his back for years.
And not only does he do that,
thank you.
He also manages to mentioned the legend of Aretha Franklin when he's saying they need a little respect. Great stuff.
And thank you guys for watching.
Thank you very much for watching.
I do believe, maybe our production team can advise me, but we are covering another game tomorrow. Is that right?
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. So man, we're back tomorrow. Thanks so much for watching.
Thank you
so
very
much
much for watching.
for everybody that contributed to the show, those who watched, those who submitted super chats, those who put comments in there. Even if not all of them were completely favourable, we still appreciate it. Thank you so much for the support.
Yeah, thank you.
Catch you on the next one. See you tomorrow. Take care. We're out.